Mm, let's get it going. Yeah. Yeah. See some. I gotta download this other thing. Forgot about that. See some. All right, y'all come on in, get them tabs going, get them shares going. It's gonna be a interesting night. And I got some odds to put on this thing too, man. So I want to watch this fight later. All right, see. I gotta download this. I don't know. Can. There we go. All right, who this? Mad Facts in the building. All right, let's see. I'll try to put this
Are
thing
you
on.
able to hear me?
I hear you a little bit. Sound a little muffled. I hear you a little bit.
A little muffled. Okay.
Yeah, what you got a new
I've been
headset or
having
something?
I've been having sound problems. No, I don't have headsets on. That's the thing.
It sound like you got some water or something in your or something inside your phone.
Wow.
But I hear you a little bit though for the most part.
Okay,
What you
that's
got
what
for
I'm
me, my
coming
brother?
up to. I'm just coming up to test the sound. I got a bunch of noise in my background.
Oh, okay, for sure.
All right, I appreciate you.
What's the dang? Just gonna put. Let's see something. No playlist available. That's not true. That can't be true. Let's see how to figure that one out. That's not true. All right, something up. What the? Whatever, it's glitching. It is glitching. I don't see no. That's weird. All right, so yeah, for the most part, we this the topics though. We trying to see who should we connect with. What's the real fight at the end of the day? Who we trying to say that's an ally? Who was who the enemy? You know, do everybody have a common enemy? Do we only go as far as what we've been taught? Do we see the differences? Can we be able to identify certain things that we see in front of us? So that's kind of the overall thing that I'm trying to get to though, because I think it take a lot of deep thinking. Some things have been taught to us, has been false. Some things been true. And then it's like, are we very observant of what's going on in this world right now? You know, because some things I know we want to take a shortcut and be like, well, this is how it is. But it ain't like that. It ain't just life ain't just that simple. It always take deep thinking. We should connect with like-minded human race should not be a factor. Okay, I like that. Uncle Ruckus said a color of skin shouldn't matter. We are all the same. I feel you on that. Um, okay, so we got a few people that feel some stuff though. But yeah, for the most part, that's what we're trying to get to on that though. I wish a majority of us could think that way, but I think that we are just our skin. But we're gonna talk about it though. That's the reason why I put that first one. Is race unity necessary? Just like we say black unity, YT. I don't know if they use that term, but they might. YT unity. Do you hear Indian unity? Do you do that, or do we just say that they unite? But what's necessary about it? Why do we have these terms like protect your melanin and um uh watch out for people that's trying to it's going to be more of them than more than us. Like, what is that? What's going to happen? um what would happen also? Like, do you think it would be a better world if we all just mixed, unless we probably find something else new to talk about? I mean, we get something like something that might be already inside of us to just have war about. So it's just many different angles I'm trying to go with this topic for the most part. um the monolithic mindset, do you believe it's bringing hatred or love nowadays? Um, because a lot of people be like, well, this is how men are, this is how women are, this is how black people are, this is how YT is. So this thing is like, do it bring more hatred or do it bring more love out there nowadays? Then this thing is another thing is like, it seemed like that we might have, we know, it's like, I'm trying to see what I'm trying to say, but basically, it's like we got the mind of like, yeah, I know who this is and who I know who my people is and all that stuff. But then again, it's like you confused at the same exact time. So it's like uh, we gotta expand on this a little bit more though. It's so much race unity only promotes racism. I could see that too. I could see that also. Wiggles, what's the deal, man? Welcome to the live.
Hey, what's going on, bro?
What up, man? How you feeling?
I'm blessed, man. God is good. I ain't even gonna
Oh
lie
yeah,
to you.
amen. You preaching, man, for real.
Yes,
You
sir.
really hear that on this episode.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm excited, man. I know this off topic, but I gotta say it, man. I start my new job with Chick-fil-A on Monday, man. I'm excited, bro.
Okay,
You know.
that's
All
good.
right.
That's good.
So,
Mm.
so,
Hold up, I got you real quick. Hold up. There you go.
yes, sir. Thank you, thank
For
you.
sure, for sure, for sure.
So, woo, you got some good topics here, bro. Sheesh. Boy, it look like you on the verge of trying to start a little ride roll or something, huh?
Yes, sir. I want
I'm
people
like,
to think.
oh,
I'm tired of surface level things and stuff and following the robotic things away. So I'm trying to get people to look within self for the most part, which people, they try to dodge stuff like this. So
right,
that's
right,
the
right.
whole point. We about to get to it though, for real.
Okay, cool, cool, cool. Mm, wow. So I think my ideal is gonna be a little bit different than others. Uh,
Yeah.
but I'm kind of curious to see how what my thoughts when I tell you my thought process how that's going to flow with the panel. Just because
hmm
I think I'm coming from the angle that I'm coming from. I think it'll
hmm
probably get some people attention.
hmm Hey, stick your chest out. That's what I say on my panel. It is what it is.
I heard that. He said, "Stick your chest out."
Don't be afraid to speak your truth, man.
What's up? But I've heard I think the only thing that I know that I've heard or that I hear a lot is, you know, I'm a minister and a teacher, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm a minister and a special education teacher,
Yeah.
and so I have kind of a Christian type of mindset about it, and most people on the TikTok they try to shut me down before I even get started. So it's kind of crazy.
Mm-hmm.
That's the normal thing that happened. Like I say, hey, I read, I'm a minister, and well, you can't be talking about God, you can't go political, blah blah blah. Like, man, come on, man, don't come on, man, you can't say that. Come on, man, we grown.
Yeah. So who do you believe, I guess to get to the topic though, who should you connect with and who should we avoid? I'm gonna get to Meek after that. Hello?
Is he about to go?
I don't know where you went. No.
Hello, I'm here.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
You heard you got the what's your answer?
Oh, to the first one.
Yeah, so who should you connect with and who should you avoid?
Okay, I would say, I say, you connect with whoever you can connect with, and you avoid whoever that brings you bad energy. If they ain't for you, they're against you. So block them. But if you can roll with anybody else, roll with them.
Hmm. Okay. All right. What you got for me, Meek?
Hi.
What's up? What's up? Welcome to the panel.
Thank you. I think we definitely should connect with those who have same mindsets, like either like morality,
Mm-hmm.
values are the same, how we view we don't have to agree on everything, you know what I'm saying? I'm
Mm-hmm.
an advocate that people should have their own opinions, to be able to critically think for themselves what they feel like is for them or not. But that comes with having conversations. You realize, what people's mindset really be on after, you delved in and like understood, what plateau they're speaking on. But definitely, like Wiggles had like stated earlier, I am coming from like a Christian background. My father is a pastor. He's been a pastor since I was born. So like my view on a lot of different things is always kind of coming from like a more deeper spiritual sense as opposed to
Mm-hmm.
kind of taking things from face value, because a lot of times, especially on here, on any platform, not even just TikTok, but just media and
Mm-hmm.
what we've been led to believe as far as like how this world is just that you should take things for face value, and that's the truth. When we've been shown plenty of times over and over again in the course of history that it's never how it seems, and it's always a deeper root to why things are the way that they are.
Okay, I like that. I like that. That was deep. Okay. All right, let's get to it. I'm starting to like this answer so far. All right, what you got, Mr. P, my brother?
Hey, how you doing? How you doing, Kev?
Well, I'm good, man. How you feeling, man?
I'm good. I'm a little on the tired side. I've been trying to get a big order out, but I figured I'd come up here and connect with some people. You know, but
I like what you did.
but how's you and your lady doing? How's life going for you before I jump on?
Good, man. Real good, man, for sure. For sure. She over here getting her rest now. She tired. She done did all nighter though. But
Yeah, I
man,
heard
she chilling.
she got a little forced vacation.
uh
Was that true? She TikTok gave her a vacation.
no, she did last time. She good now. Yeah,
All right,
she
'cause
got
I
that
thought
back
I
a week
saw
ago.
something that she got.
Oh yeah, that was the week before, 2 weeks
Oh,
ago.
so
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
just still circulating around.
yeah. She still got the video still up. She probably meant to delete it.
But This might sound like kind of a generic question, but I think you'll know where I'm coming from, or a generic answer. But I feel like we need to connect with God more.
Three people mentioned God. I like this panel so far.
I mean, I've been doing a lot of reading lately out of the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
I've been spending a lot more time in there. And I think that if you connect with God more, that byproduct of that will be that you will start to reach out into your community. And ultimately, God wants us to connect with those around us. And I think if you put your focus on Him, He'll put your focus where it needs to be in the community.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
And
That's
I
true.
think that'll keep you away from the people you need to avoid. Like I said, I know it sounds generic, but I know that it's a dual answer for both of them. If you get closer to God, it'll keep you away from those who are trying to bring you down.
Mm-hmm.
And remember,
Like,
if God loves you, remember that the devil wants you because God loves you. He's not
Yes.
concerned about the people that don't love God and aren't in God's presence. He's got them. He wants God's favorites. So you just keep your vision on Him, and all of the waste will just disappear.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I literally just did a video about that. You notice that's my new thing I do now. I go over like scriptures and then I put down new videos about that though. Because I did say something about my recent video was know the fruit, by the fruit. I was explaining that one also. And that's a big thing though. So I like what you said when you said, if you connect with God, you'll be able to connect with others because you'll be able to understand it because you know how He moved. And people that know how He moved, you'll be able to see the ones that know how He moved and then you know how they move. Because I don't know, I ain't trying to make somebody hate it, but I'm just saying. Yeah, I like that you said that.
But Kev, another thing too, like God, when you focus on God and He puts you out to start connecting with people, you have to take your vision of who you think needs you in their life and trust God, because like when Jesus was walking around with the Pharisees told him, avoid the tax collectors, they're scum, and He went over to them. Stay away from the prostitutes because they're adulteresses. And for that very He brought them in. You know, it's not, we got to cast our own vision of who we think God's children are when we're trying to connect. And if you put your faith in God, will put you in the person's path that you need to be. That'd be my advice.
Okay. Oh, let's give this a try. I ain't seen this guy in a long time. Charles, what you got for me?
Yeah, okay. So you want to just address the prompt, right?
Yeah,
Who
just
should
do
we
the first
connect
one.
with?
Who should we connect with? Yeah, that's what we're doing for now.
Well, I think we should connect with people who lead with integrity and good morals and a good set of code of ethics. We should connect with, and this is from a passport bro, red pillar, patriarchal, traditional man perspective. Yeah, I had to throw that in there. Yeah, I think we should connect with people who, again, lead with integrity, good morals, and good set of code of ethics, and people who have limited thinking flaws, limited cognitive distortions. Basically, intelligent people who are mentally stable. And what I mean by mentally stable, I mean, limited thinking flaws, not easily triggered, secure people who are just not easily triggered. Usually, people are triggered because of feelings of inadequacies and insecurities, and also intolerant of diversity, and that is a part of the character. So that speaks to the overall character, and so we should avoid those people.
Okay. All right. So we can do a panel. What y'all got on that? Yeah, anything y'all wanted to add to it? Otherwise, I probably can ask more questions to keep this spirited.
I like
Anybody?
what you said. That was amazing. That was great. T.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So I would say,
Is that
well,
Charles over there?
yeah, that's Charles Brook. We
How you
know.
doing, Charles?
I'm doing great,
Hope
and
you're
you?
well.
Thank you.
I'm good, my guy. I'm good. Just, I'm always at work, so I'm just working.
It's a fact.
But I hope you're doing good. I haven't seen you in a while, and
Right.
glad you popped up. Glad things are good.
Okay, brother. Thank you.
No. So I would say, yeah, for the most part, I think what everybody else said, I guess I throw my stuff in there, see if it makes open some minds more. I would say, yeah, connect. We should connect with people that's I guess the mindset or the morals, right? That's like one of the main things. One thing I noticed I can't, and I even noticed that I do have an issue with people, especially when we were just talking about God, right? I have an issue that, it's just like they come from a whole different angle. And then even some people that say they believe in God, like if your actions don't match with it, it's kind of hard when you contradict what he wants us to do and all that stuff. So that's one main thing. Another thing is that, I would try to connect with people that I see that's least trying or that's least close to, um uh I guess in a healing process, right? That's trying to figure out how to heal and stuff, because I notice it's a hard time to. That's where the unequally yoked thing, right? You don't want to be unequal because it kind of sets you back. That's like, well, you wouldn't see me in lives that's talk about these trashy people and all this other stuff or whatever they be tending to say, and then you go in there, you be a target, and they start bringing you down and all that stuff. So I wouldn't want to connect with them because they oppose or they talk different. Because I'm trying to get people to unite. They getting people to separate. They talking about how much hatred they have towards whatever the situation is. I'm talking about how could we find a way to get along. You know what I'm saying? So that's the ones. Matter of fact, I just thought about that. Did some of y'all even say who to avoid? I heard of connect, but I ain't see how. I think that some people might say. But before we do that, then I guess let me get two people in, and then I ask that again with y'all. So the first topic is two questions. Who should we connect with? And who should we avoid? So you came up, and then I got Bradley after that. Then we go back to open panel.
For sure. Appreciate it. We
For
should
sure, bro.
connect with people. We should connect with people with love in their heart. Like you were saying, people who have hatred in their heart, you should avoid them at all costs. People who bringing up but you shouldn't because of this. Like, bro, get away from those people. People who want to create more of a divide, they don't they don't even love themselves. So like, why should you love them? Honestly. Well, you should connect with people that have actual love in their heart and want to find a solution rather than bring up and point fingers at the problem.
Okay, okay. I mess with it. What you got for me, Bradley?
I kind of disagree with that though.
Yeah, we can do. Yeah, I like that. Okay, we're gonna disagree right after Bradley go. What you got, Bradley?
What y'all think about people that are attacking the stab thing or whatever? Have y'all noticed that the people are very like pushed off? They're different in a way they're still loving people, but they're different and their empathy's not there. That I noticed. Is that something y'all have experience
Mm.
with or anything like that? And because
I'm
I've
not
noticed even my family members, and some of my family members are not as loving as people that like they used to be, and that started like almost immediately after they took that, and I don't know if that has anything to it, but it does for me.
Yeah. Huh? All right.
I'm not
Well,
following what he was
Okay.
I
saying.
was trying to see if it was
Anybody else
tying
has
it
that in
to
mind?
it. I was trying to see. I
A
don't know.
lot.
I was trying to see, but Pastor, you said you disagreed.
Yeah,
Yeah,
before that, I'm trying to see what Bradley really saying.
My
Bradley? Did
bad,
you
my
really
bad.
answer the? Did you answer the topic? Or I can't tell, Bradley.
Sir?
Yeah, I just didn't hear what you meant in the first portion. I heard about your family not
Yeah.
showing kindness, but I didn't hear about why. I didn't hear the cause that you laid out. Something was going on.
Well, it just seemed like that after they took that everybody that I know, I mean, not everybody, but I mean, the majority of people that have lost their heartfelt presence for everybody else. It's like they're kind of, they laugh at everything. Everything's funny and they want to come back. And they're not looking at old memories or anything like that, but it seems like they're pushing and they want to watch TV so bad and they laugh at the worst things. It seems like their empathy or they're disconnecting, I guess. And it's kind of scary to think some people that we know really, really well would be in that situation where they'd be scared enough to play you out. It seems like they're playing with you, like on the street. Like somebody's playing you bad, and you don't know. You know they're not because they're your family, but it seems to me that that's the way people are becoming because of that. And more put off, more and more put off. That's who I'm standing away from.
Interesting. Okay. What you got, passport? Well, I say,
yeah.
go
I
ahead.
don't think. See, here's some. Remember what I talked about? cognitive distortions and thinking flaws and insecurities. See, let's say that the overall message is be tolerant of diversity, meaning be tolerant of disagreement, right? But see, we could all be. Let's say we're talking about how to make the world a better place, right? That one topic can lead to animosity. This is how we could work. We're talking about make the world a better place, and one person says, well, if these people stop doing this, and then that would improve society. And then another person gets offended and says, well, you dissing me, right? That's where the insecurity is. Once you point out a problem and then someone else gets offended, right? The person who gets offended is usually the problem. They're the ones with the insecurities and the feelings of inadequacies. And even though you're talking about the collective, this person feels personally attacked again because of feelings of inadequacies and insecurities. So just by even having a positive conversation, all you need is one mentally unstable person that will just mess it all up, right? And now this person is angry. Like, for example, if I were to say, well, if there was less single moms, the world would be uh, a better place. Then here comes the angry. You just mad because you can't get any woman. You lame. There goes the personal attacks, right? So it can easily go left, easily, right? And so, or you could say, well, you have evidence to support your claim. That's a mentally stable person. A mentally stable person would say, well, let's look at the evidence. Can you prove your point? A mentally unstable person would say, why you attacking single mom? Because you don't like your mama. F you, you just lame. That's a mentally unstable person, right? So you have one person feel attacked. You have the other person asking for evidence. The person who feels attacked is mentally unstable. The person asking for evidence, mentally stable. And so this is basically how it plays out. So again, stay away from mentally unstable people. You can't even have a conversation that's positive because they're going to feel so offended, so attacked, critics feel overly resistant to criticism, and it's just going to go left. I mean, you can have fun with them on TikTok, but I wouldn't be around them in real life. I mean, yeah, you can debate on TikTok, but not real life. They're not allowed around me in real life. So yeah, that's how I see it.
Okay, interesting. Okay, you got it all out. That was okay. Free vibes. What you got for me, my brother? So we on the first topic. We're gonna try to expand on that a little bit because I got some time today. Who should we connect with and who should we avoid?
All right, bet. That's easy. Who should we connect with? I don't want to get too deep, so I'm gonna just start from the end, and then we gonna go from there. Anyways, who we should connect with? I mean, I'm Black American, so that's who I'm considering we. Um, well, one, we need to connect with each other first and foremost on a very deep level. I feel that we're already connected. A lot of people from an outside perspective say we're not, but I just don't see that to be true because we can go to any city and we already know the vibes and we kind of can build connections effortlessly where it's like we got family everywhere and 9 times out of 10 we do have family everywhere. But connecting with each other on a deep level, it will just strengthen the fabric of what we already are and allow us to expand even more, which we're doing anyways. So it's not really nothing that everybody's not either trying to do, want to do, or actually doing. Um, and who should we avoid? Matter of fact, my fault. Before I even finish that, reality, I'm gonna say this too. Truthfully, we need to connect with ourselves. I know it's like probably a dramatic thing to say, but what I mean by that is when you truly connect with yourself, you go beyond the conditioning that was put on you from when you was born, from society, from your family, and from everybody else. And sometimes we have certain skills and talents that will bring us places that our conditioning didn't really account for. You know what I'm saying? So when you connect with yourself, you begin to connect with other people as well outside of Black Americans and other things because, like I said, your skills and talents is gonna bring you to the environments that you are necessary to be in just because of who you are and what you know. Um, and then as a whole, I believe the diaspora does need to connect. I don't care about taking terms on like Pan African and this and that, but I'll just paint a picture really simply. Like, I believe the next step for us as African Americans, Black Americans, whatever you want to call it, is full ownership of what we do in our communities, you know, and actually being sovereign within our communities. And that requires us to get resources for the things we have, rather it be a grocery store or even as something as simple as a beauty store. And it's best for us to source the products directly rather than going to India or China, who's actually going to Africa first to get these resources. It just makes more sense for us to go exactly where the resources are coming out of the ground. So it's farm to table or source to table wherever we're going. So I believe the diaspora does need to connect. Regardless of whatever nonsense conflicts we're going on or misunderstandings, like that's just what it is. Lastly, who we should avoid. I'm not gonna lie, first and foremost, like not to be that guy, but right now I just don't feel that it's necessary to connect with, you know, the lighter skinned races. Just because they have proven on a whole that they're not trying to understand who we are and what we deal with in this country, and there's no need to prove anything to anybody right now. So if you just don't get it or you don't want to get it, you actually don't have to. But that there's no place for that type of resistance right now, because the conditioning we're working on is already resistance enough, just trying to love ourselves. So for people who don't get it and are choosing to be alien to what we actually are dealing with, or choosing not to acknowledge what made us, created the conditions we're living in, like it ain't no reason to connect with that reality. And who else doesn't need to be connected with is foreign people who don't want to get it either, or who just won't be humble enough to fully connect with themselves and connect with us. And then lastly, I'm not gonna lie, even your own family sometimes you have to avoid, or just people that are not like-minded with you. There's gonna be a time when we have a reunion. We always have reunions at funerals and other stuff like that. However, that time is gonna come, but it's not right now. Like if somebody's not on your wave, you cannot connect with them, because by you connecting with the people who are understanding where you're coming from, it you grow exponentially, and it's just gonna show people what unity is supposed to look like. So then when you do circle back, they right on board, because that's the best choice, no other option. And that's it. I'll land right there.
All right. Open panel, y'all.
Well, I just
Eh,
want to say that it depends on your situation, right? I think that the reason why Niger is on the rise is because they're allies with China and Russia, right? And so that helped them not be invaded by other like Caucasians, right? If it wasn't for China and Russia, France would have probably stolen all their resources. I mean, the reason why they're able to keep their resources is because they're allies with China and Russia. So there's something called a sense of belonging, right? Everybody has a sense of belonging. Though the group that you have a sense of belonging with, though that is the group people typically want to connect with. But here's the difference: there's an emotional sense of belonging, and there's a logical sense of belonging. In an emotional sense of belonging, you say, well, this is the culture I grew up in, therefore I'm obligated to be in this group, right? But that's emotional. You're just saying, well, I feel, right? But a logical sense of belonging is what is the reasoning behind it? Hence, that's why I'm a passport bro. I connect with women who treat me better, right? So I have an African wife, right? Because she treated me better. I didn't say, well, I'm just going to be with a Black American woman because I feel that I should be obligated, that I belong to these women. That's a feeling, right? So I used logic and I said, which women treat me better? Less likely to get divorced, less likely to AB the baby, less likely to be verbally abusive. Which one treats me better?
All right, Charles, you went past your time limit. Y'all gotta pay attention to the time too, because we don't want to talk too long though, so we give everybody a chance to talk. But Charles, since I know you didn't see the time limit, I'll give you another time limit though, so you can finish up. I'm gonna give you one more time limit. So
Yeah,
everybody
thanks.
gonna get 1 minute.
I
Yeah,
wasn't even paying
everybody got
attention.
1 minute. Yep, everybody
Yeah,
got one
okay.
minute.
So basically, what drives people to avoid and connect with various people, it often has something to do with sense of belonging, logical sense of belonging, emotional sense of belonging. Some people do it from an emotional perspective. I would say logical is better because you're thinking about what's actually better. What are the risk factors, right? So I'm not going to be with a group who has a chance of landing me in prison. I don't give a damn how close you are. The risk factors are too high, you know. So yeah, my sense of belonging is strictly driven by logic and not emotions. Yeah, so you
No.
do what's best for you at the end of the day. You pick your clique and what's best for you.
All right. Did anybody else agree or disagree with what Free said earlier? Uh, I guess not. All right. So Free, I got some questions for you then, since nobody else said nothing.
Yeah.
What do it mean since you said that we believe? So you kind of tied it to the next prompt though. Is race unity necessary?
Oh,
So in a way, you sound like your connection is based off race, right? So what does it mean to be black then? Let's say that, and then you can say what it means to be YT. Both of them. What do you mean to be
um,
BLK? What do it mean to be YT?
yeah, I could say my connection, it seems like it's based on race, but reality is more based on family, kind of. So what does it mean to be black? Is literally I'm looking at bloodlines, lineage, and literally blood connections. Like 9 times out of 10, the people I'm speaking on, they share blood with me and they share blood with other people who look just like us. Like it's not necessarily about the look, but we look
Mm,
the same because we come from the same places. So
mm,
it's that deep, but it's also that simple too. What does it mean to be YT? Is like literally you're from the Caucasus Mountains or European lineage like that.
mm. So I get you on. Okay, I feel you on that though. So hey, I thought I had a backup question on that. I'll think about it later then. So do you disagree? That's what I'm trying to get to, so we can expand some more. So why do you disagree, Meek?
I think because our definition of what we view race and ethnicity has been skewed over the years based on what we feel and what has been perpetrated as far as like in the media of what we deem races as one another. Now, especially like specific to the BLK community, it's like what we've been portrayed as far as like media propaganda goes is what we relate to or what people closely relate to as far as black being in the being a black person or being in the community. And a lot of times what we've been shown as is always a negative connotation as opposed to like real family values and as far as like human dynamics, like just natural like the nuclear family, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? Where as far as like when we're talking about connectivity and trying to relate to other people, it starts there. If you can't connect as far as like within seeing your family, seeing men and women in their respective roles and like giving you a sense of purpose beyond what we've been told, then you know what I'm saying, your idea of the outside world and people that might look like you or don't can be skewed. So like, yeah, what that saying is like, all kin folk ain't skin folk kind of plays into that because at the end of the day, you could look like me, you could sound like me, you could talk like me, but when we have a deeper conversation into some things, we realize that morality and values and the things that have a deeper root or a different hold to us as a community very far differently. You get what I'm
Mm,
saying? A lot of times that the things that have been portrayed as like being bad are deemed as being good. You know what I'm saying? Like as far as like, yes, this a young black man lost his life to gun violence, but we're not gonna snitch though. You know what I'm saying? Like like nobody's gonna snitch and like say who it is. Even people might damn well know that who it is, but because of what has been like deemed or what has been shown, you know what I'm saying? Or the standard of what has been said, nobody's gonna speak up and do what's right. So it's like it really just varies on what you've seen and what you know what I'm saying, encountered. And if you know what I'm saying, been taught what is right, then you'll do what's right, regardless of race. So to the like, land in the plane, as far as is race unity necessary, I like to say so, but to a degree as far as establishing boundaries. And I mean cultural boundaries. And this means even within the diaspora as well, because again, specific to Black Americans, our history, our culture has been specific to America. So our relation as far as like to our Haitian, Jamaican, African brothers and sisters is not to deter them, but also to understand that culturally we were raised differently. Now that's not any less, you know what I'm saying? Not to say it's everyone's fault, so to speak, because again, there's been systemic and different things at play, but we just are just naturally different. But again, I say it is necessary, but to establish certain boundaries. At the end of the day, past race, if we are connected to God, if we're connected to our divine creator, ultimately you will be able to understand and deeply connect with the human beings that are on this planet, regardless of race. Because at the end of the day, like I said, it's deeper than you sounding like me or looking like me, is whether or not our mindsets, our hearts are aligned. Now I'll leave it at that.
All right. Let me get Big Wall and Mike King in real quick, so I didn't get caught up. So Big Wall, my brother.
Hey, can
What
I
up?
say something really quick as your mod, really quick?
What's up?
Everybody be tapping that screen while we get Big Woe and Mike in here. Everybody tapping that screen, sharing that live. I don't want to have to mute these comments. I see the comments coming. I don't want to stop that, but let's be tapping the screen and the comments keep going.
Breach. Thank you. And get some shares out too, y'all. If y'all know how to share, go ahead and hold my screen for like 3 seconds and you'll see a list of people. You could just share it out to them, or you could just go at the bottom of the screen where it says share it and share it that way. If you want to subscribe and use y'all piece of money, y'all can go ahead and subscribe to me. I want y'all make your money worth it if y'all love it. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, Big Wall, oh yeah, enjoy the team. Join the team. That's a little heart at the top that helped put me on a popular lives. That's a little heart up there. That costs 1 penny. I can do that. There you go. Mr. P just did it. So, Big Wall, what you got for me? Who should we connect with and who should we avoid?
I'm bad, cuz. I'm bad. I ain't gonna lie. You feel me? When I came in here, it was such a shock at first. My bad. Look, let me come back to this. Let me come back to earth. All right. So, ask me a question again. Ask me a question. That really threw me off. Ask me again.
So, who should we connect with and who should we avoid?
Uh, I ain't trying to. Well, I don't really care to offend nobody. You feel me? As long as I ain't disrespecting you, I'm
I'm about
cool.
to say, stick your chest out, man. You already know how my room is. Just say what you gonna say.
I feel like realistically, if it was a reality that I could control, it should be we stick to our own people and we avoid it. You feel me? Not everybody, but we're more cautious with dealing with everybody else. I feel like black people, we're the only group of people on this rock, even compared to animals, that we use racism incorrectly.
Mm.
Racism ain't nothing but people feeling like they people is superior compared to everybody else. But we've lost our sense of understanding of community and who we are so much that you have half our culture or half our community either are house niggas that done dipped into the programming of what the oppressors tell us, and then the other half, you got to break that half into another half that's into trauma, trauma dumping, trauma bonding. So
Mm.
they fucked up too. And the little smither that might be like a 25% piece that has a little bit of hope. They too busy fighting each other to understand what the big picture is.
Mm.
Niggas be ready to. Niggas be ready to. There's one thing I hate too. I hate you niggas that don't never notice the problem until you niggas start dating other races and creeds. Now your
Mm.
Ray Charles vision is fading away, and now you can see now. Now you see all the problems. Now you want to vent all these problems to your white master wife or whatever type of creed that's not us. Y'all want to vent it. Y'all want to publicize it. Y'all want to write a book about it. Y'all, God damn, cuz. Like, it's like you, you just learned how to see yesterday. You was dealing with this your whole life. You ain't had no issue, or you even voice it. But as soon as you start dating that YT woman or that Puerto Rican or that Dominican or German or whatever that ain't black or like 10% black, now you got to voice your opinion about what's going on in the black community. How about when you get excommunicado from us, and since we such a problem in your life and you don't fuck with us no more, go to that race of creed and forget that you ever were part of us. How about that? We don't fuck with you.
Mm.
You don't fuck with us. Let's keep it like that.
Mm.
And when you need us, because they always spin the block when they need sympathy or donations, when you need us, go to those people over there that you rocking with and see how much helpful they is. Don't come back over here. We good. We don't want you. We straight. And it's
All
that.
right.
This applies to men and women, by the way, because I know you sisters too. Y'all might not be up here, but y'all like y'all some towns and half heads and all that shit. When Pookie done broke your heart because you gave him 30,000 chances.
Can I say something?
Yeah, right after King and Sean go, then I got you, my brother.
I got cool.
All right. So go ahead, Mike King, and then I'm gonna go Sean, and then we back to open panel.
Alright, so I don't know, old boy tripping or something, because look, bro, you just gotta have a good circle around you and make money together and grow and just be a better version of yourself every day. You like stuck, mad as fuck at something, but you just gotta go forward, bro, in life. Like, I used to be mad at the world. I'm 38 now, so, but as you like grow up and get older, like in your 25 and you keep growing as you get older, man, you're not going to be the same person you are in your 20s when you hit your 30s. And if you are, you're just fucked, because you can be 42, 52 and not be a grown ass man and be a fucking child. Like, for real, them are the motherfuckers you stay away from. Like, bro, if I see somebody like pawn their kids off to go fuck around, bro, I'll cut you the fuck off so quick. And you gotta be that way. Just so many people don't know how to fucking be alone or have a skilled trade. And bro, I grew up in Lamarck, Texas, so I have a bunch of friends that are, I don't say color because that shit don't matter, bro. Like I said, it's about getting money,
Everybody
being a
always got a
better
black
version
friend.
of yourself every day, and just, you gotta, if not, bro, like, I mean, if somebody's breaking into your neighbor's house, like, you want your neighbor to do something, right? Or just stand there and just close the blinds and let that shit go on? Because it can't.
All right. Okay. All right. So let me get Sean, and then we do open panel. That was an interesting one.
So when you say who should we connect and who shouldn't we, this ain't about like color or nothing, race, right? You just about just in general. What do you mean?
In general.
I know you be having them tricky questions.
You already know I'll talk in general. I want anything that run across the mind.
Okay, well, yeah, I'm gonna leave it outside of race then. I think you should, connect with we should connect with, I connect with like-minded people. Therefore I can stay on track. And if they not like-minded, right, at least they not too far gone on the left to where, they kind of like in the middle to where, you can still have a conversation and be open-minded at the same time. So anything outside of that, I think we should avoid those type of people that's far gone on the left, that's completely against what you think is harmful, what you think is bad, what you think is evil, and all those things. So I just stay away from those people.
Okay. Is everybody okay? Go ahead, Bradley, and then anybody else? We don't I don't know.
After Bradley goes, I'd like to jump in really
Okay.
quick.
Here's okay. You can see my picture up there, man. I'm just a country boy from Texas. I'm a white boy raised in a small town with no black people whatsoever, and I really don't understand. I really don't get it. I love the shit out of black people. I went to school with a couple, and that was it. But I've never been. Every black person I've ever met that I sat and talked with, I love the shit out of them. I'm not even kidding you. And I don't know why the people are racist in my little hometown. Never understood that. Never got the point, because I feel like my brothers that are out there are like, they're family oriented. They're always cracking up. They're always having fun. They're always going to give you hell. They're always going to be, but they're there when you got somebody needs your back, man. You need some real motherfuckers to go down. Sorry, my language. to go down and do something to protect yourself. I ain't looking for some country cracker white boy like me. I really ain't. I'm not looking for somebody that's going to be all attitudey about whatnot. They don't take care of their own families. My family don't even take care of their own families. But this man named Larry, he's doing me and my wife really, really well. He's always had his home open to me. And I'm telling you, I would rather hang out with more black people than I would white. It's just the fact that it's white people that's throwing the bullshit out there, that's pushing the envelope about what's racist, what's not. And because, I mean, y'all get along, everybody gets along with everybody as long as it ain't a white boy trying to run his mouth off to some black guy and get his ass whipped. Because from my point of view, where I'm from, there's maybe I know 2 or 3 black families in here in North Texas, and they're basically just another white boy going down the street, came into the schools and just came on the white boy. He didn't have no culture to him. He ain't gonna fire. And if you ain't got character, you can't be around me. I mean, I got to have character. I mean, I want to talk to someone that's going to tell me the truth. I don't care if it pisses me off or slaps my mama or whatever it is that it hurts her feelings. I don't care. I want somebody to be real with me, no matter what it is, real. I mean, if you don't like what I'm going, my cowboy hat, my boots, and the country fuck that I am, that's fine. That's cool. But we sit down and have a drink, talk about some shit, It don't have to be. I've never had that racist bone in my body, and I wish everybody I knew didn't have it. Cause y'all are some cool cats. Y'all crack me the fuck up most of the time. But don't, North Texas, you ever come to Wichita Falls area, y'all look me up, man. I'll show y'all real. I'll hang
For
out with y'all
sure.
all for real.
For sure. For
What,
sure.
what
All right.
small
Let me
town
get
in
on.
what small town in Texas, if you don't mind me asking?
Owl Park. It's right on the border. It's right real close to the Red River in Wichita County.
Oh, okay. Wichita, Texas.
Yeah, Wichita County, Texas, yeah.
Oh, okay. I know you at because I'm in Texas too. All right.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
All
when you
right.
get hooked
You
up with
better
all
put
the
your
people that are
cowboy
in
hat
Texas.
on, son.
You see that sucker right there on my picture? He's on there.
What the hell, Kill?
You gonna see
Yeah.
Sean start talking with a whole different lingo. I reckon that you get your. So,
Rigging that fire, bro.
all right, so let me get Dexy. What's up? Welcome. We on my side of town. What up, Dexy?
Y'all be good. I'm out.
You said what'd you say, Bradley?
I think he said he was out.
Oh,
Yeah, I gotta bail out. I gotta get over here and let Lady
for
Jordan.
sure. All right,
Give
appreciate
us
you,
all a
man.
follow, Bradley, so we can see you again.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
appreciate
Will
you,
do.
my
All
brother.
right.
Yep.
You have a
Yep.
good.
Yep. So Dexy, let me go ahead and get you filled in. We on we are really on the first. We almost blended in the first top prompt, but we on the first, right? So we on the white one. So who should we connect with and who should we avoid?
I think anyone who's here to build and do things that are like considered positive, I would say, is who you should connect with. And who you should avoid would be the opposite. Anyone who's here to break you down and, like be a bad influence and anything that would be considered negative, I'd say that's who you should avoid.
Mm, okay, let's open up now. What y'all got? Open panel,
Hey,
y'all.
I ain't
Yeah,
gonna
I
lie.
would
I can
say
Hang on
see
a second. Hang
everybody.
on. I
Oh yeah,
wanted to
my bad,
I'm
speak
my
dead
bad,
I
Mr.
would
to
wrong,
P.
man.
say
Nathan.
Hold up,
Real
y'all. I know
quick.
y'all.
who's gonna start? Can I
Um,
start?
I'm
No,
gonna
Mr. P
start.
gotta go. Mr. P gotta go. I forgot I told him. Go ahead. And
Um,
then
I
when y'all
just
see Mr. P or Sean talk, they might, so y'all automatically gotta kind of get quiet when y'all hear them talk, because they might be trying to say something, right? So all right, that's just a warning. That's all. Go ahead, Mr. P.
yeah. I just want to point out that there's a flaw to this connection by visuals, by what you see in the skin tone. And I want to point out this flaw is that not all men are angels. Okay, there's a lot of men out here who have bad intentions and know how to wear a mask to elude those intentions. And my advice, if you're going to say I've got to stick with people who look like me, is to remember that people who look like you probably have screwed you over in the past and will in the future. That's not a good method to weed out who's going to have the best intent. I've been screwed over by white people. I've been screwed over by brown people. I've been screwed over by black people. And guess what? I've also been done right by all those people, all those groups. My point is saying just because they look like me means they're going to have my best interest in mind is not always the case. So I just wanted to bring that up because I didn't grow up in a community where I was surrounded by a bunch of white people. I grew up in a community where I was kind of a minority, and I had people rough to me and mean to me and rude to me, and I have people kind and caring and empathetic, and they fit the whole spectrum. So I would just say that if we're going to look for people to connect with, mindset is great, but also make sure that their intentions are in line with your intentions, because I think that's a trait that if you can identify in somebody, all the filler that they put out with who they are and how they speak about themselves, all that doesn't matter when you look at their intentions. And if their intentions are in line with how you move, that's probably going to be a smoother relationship. So I know Passport wanted to get in, so why don't we start the panel with Passport and we can go on from there.
Yeah, I agree with you, and I just said it in another way. For example, see, culture is important, and culture crosses racial lines. Some people might find themselves born in a culture that is self-destructive, right? So, for example, my wife, Ethiopian, right? She decided that she's not going to be with an Ethiopian man, right? And one might wonder, why does she want to be with him? Well, they have a culture of physical abusing their women to a point to where it's normalized, to where the women even think it's okay for men to discipline them through violence. So it's in their culture. Even the women accept it. But my wife woke up and said, I do not want to be a part of that aspect of the culture. Not that she liked some of the aspects of the Ethiopian culture, but not that specific culture. So therefore, she chose that it was best to just stay away from Ethiopian men, because there's raised to think it's okay to beat women, right? And so the same thing for me, right? I was raised in a culture to where women are very disrespectful towards their men, right? And on the other hand, her culture is they respect men a great deal. It's very important for a woman to respect her man, right? So I looked at my culture and said, okay, these women would curse you out as a hobby, right? They'll even brag about it. Curse your ass out. It's like verbal abuse is very prevalent in the Black community, right? So therefore, I decided that I do not want to be a part of that culture, right? So I just avoid all of them because it's their culture. They just commonly say, get your ass. They're just so, it's just a part of who they are, right? So this is what I'm saying by it crosses cultural lines. Even though my wife is Black, the culture is completely different. So I think what's more important than race is culture, having a sense of belonging. This is what I call a logical sense of belonging, because I made a logical decision to decide which group or which women or whatever is better suited for me, right? I don't like cruelty. Some men, they'll be like, you black, you supposed to get with a Black American. No, I'm going to get with whatever woman that treats me the best. That's my culture. Okay, I prefer a culture that's respectful. I prefer a culture that was raised to respect their men. So I'm not going to get with a culture that's trying to form a matriarchy and I don't need no men, all that crap. That's not for me. Okay, I'm not chained to a culture. I do whatever the hell I want to do.
What the second or the third question is addressing when it comes to the monolithic mindset, bringing more.
Oh, we not on there yet.
Yeah, right. Okay, so
hold up, y'all don't hear me? Y'all don't hear me? That's crazy. Hold on real quick, yo. So yeah, we not on the
better than my time.
Yeah, you lost your time. It's a wrap. Yeah, you did. But I was about to say, I'll give you about 30 more seconds though. But no, we doing a certain order though. So we not about to just jump straight to the third one. We just still on the first one trying to expand, and then also just we just free talking for the moment.
I know. I was just pointing out that like that third question is addressing is kind of what he's doing when it comes to like.
Okay, I can feel that. Okay, I'll make sure.
Identifying Black women as women who behave in this manner and having to seek someone else outside of the culture.
Oh yeah, you must don't know about Charles Brooke. You don't know about Charles.
You don't know who Charles is?
Yeah, I'm about to say you don't know who Charles Brooke is. But
hey, I do want to say.
I just want my 30 seconds. Can I please get my 30 seconds?
All right, man.
You can get your 30 seconds, but I just want to point out that Dexy's actually listening. So thank you for actually listening and paying attention, Dexy. Thank you.
Yeah, when it comes to culture, you have to look at, it's called group risk assessment, right? If over half of Black women are overweight, we're talking about over half, and then that is a high risk factor, right? If over half is eliciting a specific behavior, I mean, you can take a chance on it, but I would not take a chance on a plane to where it has a 50% chance of crashing, right? So it seems to be a common culture in certain communities that is because of the risk factors alone. I mean, some guys take a risk, but I'm not. Yeah.
There you go. You lost your 30 seconds already. I
Finally,
can't.
cuz.
I can't do. Yeah, I did the minute then, and I can only do a minute, but I
That's
gotta
why I was
stop you.
looking at
All
Mr.
right. So
Recovery, because we
here.
really fuck with him.
No. You could go back though. Passport. We can go back to you though, but I'm just trying to make sure everybody get a chance to kind of talk more in the open panel
Yeah, he
instead of just
spoke
one person talk
enough.
for a long time. So who else? Anybody that wanted to either? Oh no, let me get Giggles in. She new on here. Giggles. Who should we connect with? Who should we connect with, and who should we avoid?
You ain't gonna like this answer. I'm just more for my people. It's no
All right.
hatred towards somebody else. I just feel like we've been doing that for years. We've been protesting, fighting, standing up, and all that stuff. And it's time for us to love us first and respect us more and know thyself.
Okay.
Okay, that's more important. And we have to work together as a people, because the blame game has to stop. Putting women in the category, saying that we this, we that, we this, we that. It shows that you want us to lead, because you're not taking accountability for your own personal actions. That's the black women, that's the black men. Stop judging all. You don't know more than half. Like, I'm sick of those narratives that are being spewed amongst ourselves. Until you love yourself more, how you gonna love somebody else? You don't even love the people who look like you. So you can't say that. You can't say that this, that, and the other, because that's judging. I've been mistreated and done wrong by BLK men, but I love my black kings. I love them. I love them. I love them. I love them. And there's nothing. And I'm sorry if you YT on this panel. My black man is the best, and that's all I want. And I'm just
Amen,
saying,
sister.
Okay.
I love them, because nobody is perfect. We all can make mistakes. However, they can be corrected and changed. It's all about growth. And there's nothing wrong with that. And I love my black men. I love them oh my gosh, they
Praise
the
the Lord.
best. And I just feel like this right here, this blame game has to stop. Until we can surpass all of that, then we can do better as a people and grow. And I land.
Okay. So I got some questions for you then. Yeah, I like this.
Go ahead.
So I'm gonna ask, like I asked Free, so first let me ask, who you consider your people, so I can make sure I don't make no assumptions.
Oh, black
So who,
folk. My
black
people
folk, okay,
that
cool,
look
cool.
like me. My
Black
black
people
people.
that look like you, so we going
Yeah,
based off
yeah.
looks. Okay, I like
Yeah.
that. Okay, I
No,
like
you
that.
know what I'm saying. Just skin tone. You know what I mean. Just skin black.
Yeah, I get you. Yeah, because I say I only really, well, if you learn about me, I'll try to add stuff to just see
I
where you
understand.
get into.
I
All right,
respect that.
so here go the next thing. What do it mean to be black? I had asked Free that. So what do it mean to be black?
In what perspective? That's race or character or what?
In your point of
It's
view of black, you just say you take up for your people that which is black. What do that mean? Like, how do you identify from what, outside, or is just,
just
or
outside, because we need
mm,
those examples. We need a better light shown for us. We have a label of, like, we loud, anger, bitter, and all this other stuff. And black men are criminals. They don't take care of their kids. They neglect their families and all that stuff. That narrative needs to be gone. That's not true. That's not true what they say about black women either. Like, when I say take up, I mean I'm gonna ride for my people when it's times to go out there and speak up for rights that we need to be implemented in our community. Like funding, we need resources, we need to strategize. All that stuff is for our people. We don't have a lot of things going on in a black community, like a lot of programs like financial literacy. All that stuff needs to be in our community. We need to teach our kids that kind of stuff, saving, learn about their history, loving thyself more, no hatred. It's not about you hating somebody else. You have to teach. You know what I'm getting at with it. Just a lot of things like that in that perspective, like working together, trying to help us out, trying to, build better, have a betterment in our community of programs that's going to help the children and senior citizens. All that kind of stuff needs to be taught in our communities. All that stuff, and that's all I'm saying. You know, I'm just like I said, I'm for my people. Pretty much, I'm just for my people. It's no hate towards nobody else. Not I don't hate anyone. I know the population is for our people is not like we need more everything. Banks. We need another Black Wall Street. What's wrong with that? We need that. So that's what I'm getting at, like helping us out, like working for my people.
All right, open panel, y'all. What y'all got?
Yeah, yeah.
Yo, I fully agree with
My
that.
people.
As far as
Yeah.
passport, brother, I would like to hear your views. I would have liked it to be a little bit more compassionate, especially that you're speaking on people that you're related to. You're speaking on your mom, your grandma, your aunts, your cousins, your nieces. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to disagree with where you're coming from. I fully understand it. You know, on an individual level, you're going to create the best life for yourself. And I would tell anybody do that. However, if the life that you're creating for yourself has to be compared to the life you come from in such a negative way, to me there's some type of disconnect there that it kind of shows. You know what I'm saying? But lastly, I'm gonna land here. When it comes to me, um those negatives I would expect you to
Sorry, y'all.
understand,
Sorry, y'all.
especially.
When people complete that, I gotta shout them out in the middle. I'm sorry, y'all, but appreciate you, Netta, for contributing. And we also in second place we have Face. Appreciate y'all. Y'all are very, very I'm very grateful for y'all. I appreciate the support, and y'all should get all the positive things. See, I tried to think of something. I couldn't think of nothing fast enough, y'all. But I appreciate y'all. Go ahead, finish up, free.
Support. Yeah, so I'm gonna land here. Um, I would expect you, especially at your age, to understand what has created the characteristics and the behaviors that we have even now. I'm not taking the responsibility or the blame away from anybody, but it's like, come on, you know what created what's going on. So for me, I I look at things from a community standpoint, and I don't really care about getting my hands dirty, being that this is people I come from. When we go to the cookout, yeah, we can be all different, but that's the one place we can all get
Wow.
together and be family with our differences. And I don't really see what has changed from there. Even if somebody is the worst criminal and the worst statistic that they ever said and really living that life to the most degreed up, richest, integrated person in life, like to me, it don't matter. We still going to be family at the end of the day, and nothing can really change that.
Right.
So that's
Okay.
really where I'm coming from.
All right, what you're doing is you're probably your grandmother, your great grandmother. I'm smart, probably smarter than all you guys, including your great grandmother. Because what you fail to understand is
Hmm.
you're doing a emotional sense of belonging, meaning you have a sense of belonging to a group of people based on emotions. Right? You're saying, so what? They're more likely to unalive you. So what? They're more likely to AB your baby. So what? They're more likely to verbally abuse you. So what? They're more likely to commit CB abuse. See, it's an emotional, right? That's you. A lot of men raised by single moms are emotional, right? But see, this is red pill over here. We are logical. See the difference? You don't care about the group that's more likely to unalive you. You say, oh, they're my people. They're more likely to unalive you. How in the world are they your people? It makes no sense. Okay, so from a logical perspective, okay, real men, red pillars, passport bros, real men create our own legacy, right? And if your mother is a good mother, let me repeat this. If your mother is a good mother, she wants you to get a woman that's better than her. Now, you see the difference between a logical man and an emotional man? Why wouldn't your mother want you to start a legacy that's better than the legacy you came from?
Hey,
Think.
Kev.
Yeah, that was great.
I'm not done yet. Think.
You can't monologue,
Okay?
man.
No, hold up. May I finish my claim, please?
He said the whole said
This is fun.
one of the mods is talking, you be quiet.
Oh, I
That's
didn't
the
know it was a
rule,
mod.
man.
Dude, you sound so country and loud. But okay, what did the mod say?
I don't give a fuck about none of that, man.
Oh, so
I ain't
here
gonna lie,
go
Hey,
here
boy.
goes that
Kev.
country
I'm coming
Hold on,
to
cruelty.
hold on.
about you for
Let,
real.
let, let me, let me get this for Kev. Okay, Kev. Kev, this between you and I, but just follow along with me, right? Then I'm gonna mute up after that. They can have it. Hey, Kev, if a married woman was on this app bashing men all day, what would most people call her, Kev?
Shit, Not happy for real.
So what is the and what the hell Passport do all the time? Ain't he married? And he still complaining about black women and shit on the app.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
Oh, you know, no,
That's
no, no,
that
notice
man
that's
is
he's
called
afraid to
driven.
talk to
checkmate,
me.
Charles.
Look,
That man
I'm
is
right here.
driven.
You can debate with me. I'm here.
No, you
Don't
don't
be,
listen.
don't be a
Okay,
coward.
cool.
I'm right
Okay,
here.
cool. There you go. There you go. That's
Well,
this
You,
time.
you, you can debate me. I'm
Okay,
here.
I don't have to debate.
And
Here's
don't
the
be
facts.
scared.
Here's the facts. Here's the facts. You have your woman from Ethiopia. You should be over there happy, but what you do, you ain't getting no pussy over there. So what you're doing is coming online complaining about black women that you don't even want. So you got your woman at home, you got your queen, whatever the case may be. Why are you getting online every day bashing women that you don't care nothing about? That's
Okay.
what you call
Now,
That's
a
called
okay.
bitter.
Can I
checkmate.
say something
Now,
real
now,
quick?
now, watch
Because
me debunk this little
Mike,
easy
let
claim real
I
Taylor
quick.
talk.
No,
Let
debunk.
Taylor talk.
no, listen. It's so easy for me to intellectually dominate you, sir. Are you ready?
Oh,
I was waiting on that
Yeah,
word.
are you ready, sir? Are you ready to be intellectually
Let's go,
destroyed?
Sean. Let's
because
go. I
homie,
mean,
you fucking with
passport.
hoes,
Don't,
not
All right,
women.
give
Team
don't
Passport
be
a
scared.
let's
I'm
go.
Thick
here.
American
Let me
women are,
respond. I'm
bro. I
here.
don't care, dog. Like, no. There's
What?
a difference between women and hoes. So just you haven't met the right one,
What the fuck you
or
talking about?
you don't want to go through the work. Like when you meet somebody, bro, and you smash
Ah.
her on the same day.
We
Like
let
I don't
Charles
respect
respond.
women like that,
Oh,
bro.
you know
I
what?
don't. If
I would
she
like to
drunk tipsy,
respond.
I
yeah,
don't
I
let
mess
understand
with
you're
This
women.
the
scared
first
of
time I
me.
want to hear Charles speak.
I understand
Everybody
you're
needs to mute
scared of
up, or I'm
me,
gonna mute the panel. Mute up,
right?
mute up, mute, 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 mute,
Okay.
mute, mute,
The
mute. Everybody, really quick.
okay.
Give him 2 minutes on a timer. Nobody interrupt. He's replying to Sean. Let's get it going.
First of all, you don't know the definition of bashing. Okay? You know the definition of bashing black women. Are you aware that only 2% of black women are in America? The vast majority of black women are not even in America. And guess what? Black American women are the least black. You know why? Because their culture is white feminism. So, I would say my wife is blacker than yours. As a matter of fact, should black American women even consider themselves black? They have a white feminist culture. They talk like white racists. They are a very small percentage of the worldwide black population. Ethiopia, only country that's never been colonized or enslaved. So guess what, sir? My wife is blacker than yours, right? I'm
Bro,
not
you
bashing.
just said
I'm
in
sit. Well,
Ethiopia they
hold
beat
on,
their
hold
women.
on,
Mike,
So
hold
Mike,
on.
Mike, please don't
go
interrupt his
ahead.
time. We ain't about to give him no more time.
Could you start my time all over, please? They interrupted.
Man,
They
that's
can't
some
control.
bull. Yeah, nobody,
They
no,
can't control themselves.
nobody interrupt his time. Please don't do that because I'm not about to give him no more time.
So could you
All
start my
right,
time all
all
over?
right, I got you, man. Dang,
All right.
I should have
All
said
right.
that. I know y'all ain't know
Okay.
that, but I should have said that at the beginning, though. So nobody don't, please
Right.
don't interrupt this time.
Right.
Then why I
It's
can't end
okay.
his time? I can't end it. Hold on. Let's see.
You got 45 seconds left, passport.
No, I got
Make it
another
count.
2 minutes left. You got to
Yeah,
start
he
my
got
time all
2 minutes
over.
though. So
Intellectually
until
dominating
until
your
then,
ass.
until then, we gonna use the rest of these seconds so I can rebuild because it ain't let me reset. Right now,
Okay.
let's get the tapping and get the shares going, and then as soon as I reset, it's time that he can start back again. And then also Shine, whenever you got the time, you can always throw in the towel because I see when you deal with him, it's a wrap. It's gonna be forever.
You give me my
Yo,
two
can I
minutes.
take the
But
rest of this little
Hey, hold on.
17
I want my
seconds?
2 minutes
I could
after
finish
this,
it
Kev. All
Just
right
right.
keep on
there.
tapping,
you
y'all.
just
Keep
can't
on tapping.
interrupt me and use that for against me. No, it's my
Keep
turn.
on. Hold up. Just keep tapping y'all real quick. Get them shares going, all that good stuff. Let's get to 10K real quick.
Yo. Next, unmute and interrupt is gonna have to get in line again. We being clear here. Everybody understand. We all adults.
Hey, and Kev,
Interruptions
give me some
interruptions
time to
are a boot,
respond to
and then
him.
you can come back and wait. So that's gonna be how
Yeah,
it's gonna
Shine.
work.
I'm not giving you no time because I don't get Mars the time. But all right. So all right, ready? We gonna go back to passport again. Please don't interrupt, guys.
You guys don't understand selfless concerns. You know why? Because you're from a selfish culture. Just because, yes, I'm not interested in black women, but there are a societal issue, right? So in your mind, if it doesn't affect you personally, you don't care, of course, because you're selfish. In your mind, if it doesn't affect you personally, you don't care, of course, because you're selfish. You're from
Dang. Oops. Man, I was hoping I could just shut it down and come back. Everybody got kicked. All right, y'all got a request back. Sheesh. Oh my gosh. All right. Let's see. I got y'all. That's because it wasn't letting me get him a timer, so I had to reset my whole thing on.
What a sucker phone.
Let me switch this spots up again. All right. Did he get dominated? Wait, hold up. Did Charles get dominated? Did he leave?
Look, hey, I just want to say Sean is
I got
wonderful.
Charles up here.
I just want to say Sean is wonderful, and you too, Big Woe, y'all, and Free Vibes, y'all are wonderful kings. I love y'all. I respect my black kings. Y'all are wonderful to me. Y'all are number one, and that's just I'm gonna say that.
For sure.
Y'all
Oh, thank you, sis. You know
That's
what we
right.
doing.
Y'all are wonderful.
Yeah, I'm not a king. I'm a child of God.
You're a child of God too. But you know what I'm saying.
Nigga
You
up
are
here.
too, Lab. You know what I'm saying. But you are. You're a wonderful man. I'm gonna say that.
Appreciate you.
I went almost a whole year without seeing Charles. Like, what the fuck?
Charles, you gonna forfeit if you don't come back, brother. I don't care if you got more. Sheesh. All right, so they keep on tapping, y'all. We still ain't even near 10K. Sheesh. All right, so they keep on tapping, y'all. We still ain't even near 10K yet. That's crazy work. And some more shares going back. Shoot, if y'all got Charles as a friend, go ahead and send him one back. Let's make it interesting. Even though it's gonna be like talking to a brick wall, but whatever.
Hey, is
Just make it.
I
passport
ain't gonna lie,
changed?
your bot is the
Yeah,
first
he
person that
passport,
claimed
bro.
Charles in real
Yeah.
life.
You say it again, big boy.
That dude, the YT dude that was sitting in the corner, that's the first person I ever seen claim Charles as a friend on this app. I've never seen anybody do that before.
It's people that support Charles though. He
Who?
got a lot of support. He got a lot of supporters.
The one who
Just like
agreed with
it's
him.
people that support Tansy.
The people who
They
agree
got
with him do the same thing.
I
Support
gotta
him.
yeah,
see this
people that
kid live
agree.
one time. He be going live?
Yeah, from what I heard, he go live too though. So yeah.
I gotta see what his live is about one time. I
I
ain't
mean,
gonna
I'll
lie.
be hearing some of his talking points. I'll be agreeing with some of them, but then he just go too far. It'd be just a rap. So I'll be like, man, now
The
you
man
on King.
said one time he blamed obesity in America because of black women.
Yeah, everything. We already know that's all his
Like,
stuff
I
it ends with is we talk about. I asked what we grateful for. That's the first time I blocked him though. But he came with a new page. He's like, what are you grateful for? He said, well, I'm grateful for that black woman. I was like, no. That's the first thing. I was like, nah, I'm done. He just can't say anything without that.
Yeah, he tried to say, oh, he's smarter than people bloodlines. I just had two things to say to him, man. I don't need no 2 minutes. I needed 30 seconds. That was it. So I hope he come back.
So
Yeah.
I had a question. For when Sean was saying like you have like the wife of your dreams at home, like why do you get on the app like still bashing black women? Like
He
like
hurt.
what were you trying to like insinuate?
Well, we'll figure it out when he get back.
does he really do have a Nigerian wife for real? 'Cause I ain't
Man,
never
I
seen him
think
with a woman
I swear
before.
that's a new girl he got though.
Ethiopian. Why you say Nigerian? He said Ethiopian.
What I noticed that majority of them passport bros, I noticed they not happy for real. That it's something they didn't even change within themselves. They go over there to corrupt them women, and that's the one thing I never like. A lot of them don't even go with the intentions of marrying. That's one big thing I just never like. I'm like, bro, if you talking about how masculine woman is and all this other stuff, but you going over there to sleep with a feminine woman for what? I don't get that or whatever.
You
But
know what's
I
so
never
crazy
understood
See,
because I
the
feel
fact,
like
the
they
fact that like
it's not 100% wrong about what they be talking about, but you
no,
can't be the same character here and then apply it somewhere else and expect a different outcome.
but my thing is just like, how do you even know that the women over there aren't playing the same game? Like, well, he's American, I can get my green. Like, how do you know they're not performing these things that are like considered feminine and what a woman should do under European
I,
culture
culture,
if it's
hey,
not?
culture.
if you pay attention
That
to it,
culture
right?
is completely different.
If you pay attention to it, right? Um, I've never seen like most dudes who have confidence, even though they make the passport bros feel like it's not a good pick in America, they can still get a woman to do all the things they want a woman to do here in America, right? So if anything, we'll be what they call it, kid. We'll be United State bros. So we go state to state. We ain't going out the country. You know what I'm saying? We'll be state to state bros.
I ain't
Instead
never
of
heard that.
goddamn, yeah. If I don't see a woman in Texas, I'll go to Louisiana or something. You know what I'm saying? Like we state to state bros. To go all the way to another country, to me, it's like the NBA. It's like the NBA. Then you got the G League, right? They can't compete in the NBA. Like we still want to compete in the NBA. They want to go to the G League where it's not enough. It's not enough. Goddamn. It's not a challenge out there. It's not a lot of competition out there. So
But
they
then
want
you're
to go
gonna
over
come
there.
back. But then you're gonna come back and blame the NBA. That's his issue. He's
But the thing is, though,
blaming
even
them.
if you trash over here, you go over there to the G League, think you gonna be Michael Jordan because these niggas that trash. What do you say when you still trash over here? Like, what do you call that? Like, nigga, you still LeBron. You're
Hey,
trash.
here's the crazy part about it. Is that him, Kev? Let's see if he come back up.
Nah, that's not him.
Hey,
Wiggles.
here's the crazy part about it, right? Now we all have seen it where if a woman is on this app and they find out that she married and she talk about men all day long, most men would be like, "Oh man, she bitter. She can't be happy with her marriage, right?" And even I heard him say that about women, right? I heard him say these women are miserable in their marriages because they online complaining. But that's the same thing he do. He went into Ethiopia and got a woman and still come online and bashing black women.
But
Like,
Sean, he
Is
was
that's
he
trying
really
to
crazy.
in
manipulate
Ethiopia
the
for
word.
real?
He was trying to manipulate the word bashing, though, because you remember how he said, "Well, what do you consider bashing?" So like in the midst of having that conversation, he tried to change what what he's doing isn't considered bashing in his opinion. So it wouldn't really apply to the analogy of what women are doing.
Nah, because
That's
he's
what he tried
bashing
I
to
because
just
he
do.
want
don't.
to point out too, really quick, Sean, that he's following one of two paths. He's on the path of if I marry the right person, I can find happiness in his marriage. And I've been trying anytime I can to tell people that's such a false idea. That's gonna set you up to not be happy. It creates an expectation that just isn't gonna get filled. So what he should have done is become the right person, and then when he gets married, he will be happy. He was instead of becoming the right person, he went to a completely different country to try to find a wife in search of happiness in that aspect, in my opinion.
You can get a
So,
wife and
I
that'll
got a
make you happy.
crazy take. I think he
so
wanted to find a good woman just to prove to American women that they ain't shit. I don't
I
think he
think
really
that
want
I think that's
no
kind of
happy.
obvious. Yeah, that's kind of obvious. Yeah.
Like, yeah, I'm
but what I'm
married.
saying,
I'm fake happy to shit on y'all.
are you seeing what I'm saying though? It's like if you become the right person when you get married, you're going to be happy versus saying I got to find the right person and then I'm going to be happy.
Yeah,
It's a
exactly. That's true.
difference in how you pursue it.
How do
That's
we
true.
know he's in Ethiopia for real though?
He
But
said,
Kev,
yeah,
let me get out of my break and then drop me down when I'm done with it. I got to get to serious work here. I can't complain on the phone.
Right.
All right, so everybody tap that screen, tap that screen. Let's get those up. We're at 9K. I want to see 15K. I want to see 100K, if I'm honest.
All
So
right,
let's be
now,
tapping that
100K.
screen. Let's share this live to everybody that you can. Anybody who's got a green dot next to their name, share it to them too. Even if you don't think they'll get along, get them up here anyways. You never know what kind of gems we can find out there in the field. So let's get them up here. And feel free to gift the host. He puts in a lot of effort, a lot of time. He does a lot of reading beforehand. He comes well prepared. Feel free to gift him, help out his goal, help him get some of the highest rankings up on there on the FYP. Also, feel free to gift the panel. Don't gift me, just send it on over to Kev because I usually just give the gifts right back to the hosts who let me mod for them anyways. So just keep TikTok out of the pockets and send them over to, see, look, and then he sends it right back to me. See, look at that. Just likes to not do what I say. But anyways, you all be blessed. You all have a wonderful day. Hashtag FYP. Hashtag Mr. P is right. Some people put that. I wouldn't. That would be a horrible thing to have your name next to, but you could if you wanted. But y'all have a wonderful day. Be blessed. Love you. All right, Kev. I'll see you later, man.
All right,
Everybody have a
brother.
wonderful day. And get those ideas out nice and fair and clean. I'm right.
There we go.
what do you think about his
There we
argument?
go. I had to catch him at the right time.
What do you think about his argument about his wife being more black than black women because,
So
for one,
ridiculous.
Ethiopia wasn't ever colonized by the YT people? So, what do you think about what he said about his wife is more black than yours?
Mm.
I would need him to define what black is then at that point. and she
That's why I
definitely
like
left one
asking
spot.
people that. I don't think nobody ever give me a dang. You done chased my boy away. You talking? Say no, I'm talking to. He said I can't talk about this. It's like no, it's all right, man. But I was
Oh,
about to say,
oh, he was white.
I think he was.
Oh
He said
damn.
that I came in at the wrong time.
Hey Kev, hey
If
Kev,
I
make sure
say
you
what
see.
black is, they're gonna attack me.
Hey Kev, make sure you send me that clip, Kev.
All right, you Amad, you gonna have the clip. I just thought about that.
How the hell I do that? I don't know. I
Yeah,
don't know shit
because
about
you
that.
Amad, it's gonna like when the live end, it's going. You got to go where your notifications at. It's gonna say that you got a review of the live. It's gonna say something like that because it give all the mods a copy of the.
Did you make sure you open like you put the you gotta set it up like that when you get somebody from home.
Yeah, you set it up. Yeah, I think I already set it all up. I'll redo it over again. Oh, never mind. I'm gonna click it right now. My bad. You got it now. You got
It's
it now.
all
So,
right. I
so
didn't have
when
to
it
say.
ends, yeah, you didn't have it. I didn't even know that. Dang,
Oh,
that's
okay. I
crazy.
just gonna say what the hell.
Yeah, so I
Okay.
clicked it on your thing. So when the live end, then it's going to show you. Yeah, it's a button on there. You can pick what mods can see the end of the lives and stuff.
Hey Kev, I've been waiting for months to get that one-on-one. I already had my one-on-one with I had my one-on-one months ago with SAW. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
And
you
I
went
knew,
against him?
yeah, because I tried to prove his point. And he was talking about
That's my
vet
boy.
stuff. I know he cool, but I don't like all that trying to bully someone and trying to take people pictures and put it on. You know what I'm saying? His thing in the
I
background.
wish I was in that one. I want to see that. I don't see that many
Yeah,
people actually go be able to get
yeah,
toe to toe with
he,
Sean. I mean, not Sean Sword. Yeah, so he
yeah.
be.
I
I
went
would
toe to toe
love to
with
see you talk to
him.
somebody named
I
Great
think I said his
Pretender
name.
on here.
You said
Yeah,
what?
Sean.
Nah, what
I'd
you
love
said?
to see Sean. I would love for you to sit in the panel and have a debate with two main people on here. One is a character named Great Pretender, and the other one is a
Oh
female
my
called
gosh,
Nikki something. She hates all black men. When you go to her live,
the big
anything
oh
you
her
say,
oh I
she'll
seen her.
find a way to make it seem like it's a black man's fault. It's too hot outside, it's a black man's fault. She tripped
She,
today, it's a black man's fault. You breathe too hard, it's a black man's fault. She got
yeah,
diabetes, it's your fault. She
I
Hey,
think
bad
I
in
seen her
every
page.
way.
I seen her.
Hey,
what's
you,
wrong with her? Jesus.
hey,
That,
the
you
one
did
thing I
everything to her? That's crazy.
one thing I learned how to do for the most part, to have these conversations with people that kind of like the bashing. I always use their own logic on them. I never use what I believe. I use their own logic, and then it get real hectic after that. So it's really
Mhm.
pretty easy at the same time.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Well, one person he's not about to go against Big Wall is the first person you mentioned. That's they actually cool. So
What?
I knew you about to say something, but nah, he had no problem with him. That's the thing. They can.
Who?
He called him Great
Oh
Pretender.
man.
Great Pretender. Who is that?
You know who that is.
It's your boy. I keep calling your boy. I call him your boy. Yeah.
Y'all cool. How the fuck y'all two niggas cool?
Ah,
He
That
talking
uh,
actually
about
makes
he talking
sense.
about my boy.
yeah, your boy.
Oh, so you
I
got me saying
can't
it now.
stand that goof
Yeah,
ass
that
nigga.
right. I know you just said it too. He said, "Forget it. I'm just gonna concede. Whatever."
Hey, hold on. Yes, what you say? Yeah, in a minute. Okay, see, and I told Kev this a while back.
Thought you was
I,
different.
I am biased.
Unless
I am biased because I'm biased because I have daughters, right? So I have a different perspective, right? But I also am a man. So when I hear people talk about all these different type of men, at one point I was never a Pookie or a Ray Ray, but was I deceitful? Was I lying to women to get what I want and all these things and telling women to vet after they done fucked them, telling women to vet better when I was deceiving them and lying to them? I've been all those different type of dudes. So I don't think it's nothing special about me. So I think that majority of men is the same way because I come from a background and everybody where I come from thought the same thing. We lie to women to get what we want. We lie to women and that's just what it is. So when I hear other men talking about it, for me, sometimes I could tell when men are pandering or I assume they're pandering. Then sometimes I could be like, okay, I get what they're saying. But the same way if I disagree with that person, that don't mean I need to go and challenge that person because me and Kev, I'm a mod on Kev panel, at last panel, right? But me and this man probably agree on maybe 10% of the things. But we can still be mutual with one another and still bounce ideas off one another. So I'm just open-minded like that for the most part.
so I'm curious. You don't think what the contender? You don't think the stuff that he does is
Hey
not
man, his name is Public, man.
nigga? I don't know no public. I know contender.
Okay, go
The
ahead. Go ahead.
the how he carry himself on his platform. You don't think that that's considered pandering?
Okay, for me, and I think I had this conversation with Kev.
Well, take yourself out of the equation.
Okay, cool. The only way I would consider him to be pandering, because pandering is not about a man pandering to a woman. It could be a man pandering to other men. It could be a woman pandering to other women, right?
What
Okay,
the
yeah,
heck?
yeah.
Going
So
chasing waterfalls?
yeah, I don't know
Oh,
what they were. So when okay, so I would consider him pandering if the same people had that same smoke for men who pander to other men and talk about all the bad stuff
Oh yeah,
women do. So I
oh
don't
yeah.
see men, but
If
that's
you
what I'm
don't
saying.
know me, ask Kevin about me. I can't stand sucker duck ass niggas, and I can't stand these no good women that do the same thing. I challenge you every chance I get. At
Okay,
one
okay,
point in
okay.
time, I was blocked by half this app.
mm-hmm.
I can see how. Hold on. Let me say. No. Now, when people try to get me to say that he's a pander, I don't fall for it because I don't see the for some reason I only see dudes calling him a pander because he catered to women. But I don't see men calling other men panders who cater to other men about the wrong things that women are doing. So they don't have a problem when men bash women, but they have a problem when another man is bashing men and getting followers for women. So
Oh
if you're
no,
gonna say it's pandering, you got to be all across the board with me.
I'm the right guy to talk to then, because I don't know if you know that group that used to be on here called the Brotherhood. I got into it with every single member of one of them. I called all of them to their face
Oh
and
man,
face.
you done made Bert come up here. Oh, shit.
Who the fuck is Bert?
That's my main mind. I was
Oh,
talking to Shy.
Right, so
Hey, yeah.
who the fuck is?
who the fuck is Bird? That's right. Who the fuck is Bird?
I ain't mean no
Go ahead,
disrespect,
finish your
man.
thought, big bro.
But nah, Sean,
Hey.
I'm the right man to speak to
Who the
then,
fuck
because
is Bird?
I feel like pandering, it doesn't matter what gender that does it, is problematic as a whole when it comes to looking at the big picture and trying to solve the big picture when it comes to the black community moving forward in the right direction. Either gender that does it is problematic.
So okay, let me ask you this. Let me tell you why I don't consider it pandering. This is a good conversation actually, but this is why I don't consider it pandering, right? If the things I hear him talk about, right? The things I hear him talk about and the things that I done research, right? This is how I look at it. And I think the issues that I think the things that women do to men, it need to be addressed. Don't get me wrong, right? I'm not dismissing that, right? And I'm saying it so Kev could get a clear understanding also. I think the things that women do to men should not be dismissed. But I'm saying the things that men do to women is a greater issue for me. Wait, baby. The hold on, I'll get it for you. I think what men do to women is a greater issue. So this is how I break it down. I think what the stuff that women do to men, I look at that as a slow leak on a car, right? It's just a slow leak on a tire. You can still keep moving. It's not going to stop nothing, right? But I look at the issues that men do to women is a flat tire. We won't make any progress. So now I'll be shocked to hear a man say that what women do to men is greater than what men do to women. I would be like, how can you prove that to me? So I focus on the majority of hard issues instead of just focusing on the minority of issues that women do.
So I ain't gonna lie, I agree a good 60%, well, I'll say 75% of what you just said. My way of thinking is, if me and you sit at the table and we try to solve a problem, no matter which side consider each problem is greater or worse, it takes away from and is distracting us from solving the problem in general. It doesn't matter if it's a hole in the tire that makes it a slow leak. It doesn't matter if it's a flat tire. All I know at the moment, in the present, in real time, is this issue is stopping us from getting from point A to point B. So what are we doing to solve the actual problem? Because
Okay,
at that
so
point, it sounds like we're doing a struggle Olympics. Well, my problem is worse because it's slowing it down and it's almost going to get flat. Well, my problem is worse because it is flat. Where's the solution in both of this?
so for me, I think we was talking about this earlier. I don't think he was on here, but me and Kel, we had brought up something about the religious aspect, right? And I know everybody don't agree with that, but this is where I'm coming from and how I stand on it. when certain things happen in the Bible with Adam and Eve, God didn't talk to Eve, but he talked to Adam. And then when Eve did what she did, even though he didn't do nothing wrong, he held the man accountable, right? So with me, that's how I look at the issues that we have. If the
Thought you
women,
just disagreed with me earlier about that.
no, we agreed on that part, Kel. Then we
Oh,
didn't get a chance to expound on it because we both said, okay,
because I was like, I could have sworn he only talked to Adam first, and you was like, well, he talked to both. I was like, what?
no, that was somebody else at the bottom that said that he
Yeah, I
talked to
don't.
both. I ain't never said
Oh,
that.
okay.
Yeah, that was
I'm
somebody
about
else.
to
Yeah.
say.
So
God only talked.
What you
so
say,
what I'm
Bert?
saying is,
God only talked to Adam. So, I mean, we agree,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Right.
yeah,
So
I
what's
yeah. I
agree.
think he
interesting?
agreed. Yeah, we
That's
all
to my
agree.
knowledge. That's all I know of.
Yeah, so I'm
What's
saying,
interesting? Well, check this out, and then I'll be quick. Since you brought up Adam and Eve, I've been thinking about it. So God talked to Adam, but didn't talk to Eve. Adam talked to Eve, but didn't talk to Satan. Eve talked to Satan. So isn't that interesting? Like
Mm,
Adam never talked to the serpent either.
mm.
and you
Bert,
just
all you gotta
hold on,
say some stuff that gotta make
hold on.
somebody's brain
No,
stink.
hell, I
Was
knew
the
that already,
serpent?
but that still
No,
Was the
I
pushes.
think he
serpent?
wasn't saying it for you. He was just saying it for us,
No,
everybody to
I
think.
know,
That's
but
all.
Well,
Was the
technically, the
serpent?
serpent never
Was
chose
the
the
So
serpent
serpent?
let
to Adam, though.
let real quick. Let Sean finish up real quick.
Yeah,
I think Bert was just only saying that to expound on the whole
yeah,
room, not just for
you got me
just
right.
Sean.
Yeah,
That's all
I
I was
get it,
saying.
but he actually he helped me. He actually I want to he said something that I actually want to add on to now that he added, but
Mm-hmm.
it still goes to the point to show that like Adam had first of all, the nigga had God all to himself and he was lonely. You know what I'm saying? Weird shit. You know what I'm saying? That's mistake number one. The other mistake is he had one goddamn job is to watch over his wife. And he couldn't even protect her motherfucking ass, right? He let her roam off. He let her roam off. And by him not protecting her, which he's supposed to be doing, and watching her damn ass, he let her roam off and goddamn serpent got her ass, right? And then she came back, that serpent. So what I'm saying is God still
This
held,
is pandering.
he
This is
Was the
still,
pandering.
serpent a man before the serpent, or was it the man before the
hold on,
serpent before the man?
that's
Because
easy. Hold on, that's easy. Hold on. Y'all, you gonna cut me off and then elaborate? Hold on, that's easy, right? Because remember, a serpent's supposed to be what people say is a snake, and he say from this point on you'll crawl on your belly, right? So when you look at a snake and you do research on snakes, they have four nubs on the back on a stomach, right?
All right.
So no, they no longer have that on their they no longer have
Well,
legs according to what
none of that matters, man. Try to be brief. None of that matters. Talk about
that.
what matters.
Well, I don't know why he wanted to bring it up about the man and the serpent. Okay, yeah,
Yeah,
that's
if
not
it
important.
doesn't
Yeah, that's
matter,
not
don't talk
important.
about it.
Yeah, that's not important. Yeah,
All right, go ahead. Finish your thoughts.
yeah, because he got me sidetracked and hurt. Damn.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Okay. What I'm saying is, God held the man accountable. So if the women is out of order, right, the men can't go to the women and try to get them in check. It got to be the men getting
All
the
right,
men in check. So
let me stop you. Let me stop you because I like you, man. Like I said that every time I'm on a panel with you, I'm like, man, I rock with this dude. But I'm not saying you're a panderer, but you sound like one. And let me tell you why. Right. So part of that's correct, right? The first sin Adam's first sin was disobeying God, right? By taking a bite of that apple. That was it. He was not supposed to do that. And also by not looking over, as you said, by not looking over Eve as he was supposed to do. Eve's first sin was disobeying her husband. So we are supposed to hold women accountable, according to the scripture we're talking about. You disagree?
No. I didn't say you disagree. What I am saying is, hold on, and I'm cool with you saying that's different from somebody saying I am a pander and I sound like one. That's just your opinion. So one is
I don't know
absolute.
if you are one or
No,
not.
I know, but I'm saying like some people like, oh, he called you a panda. No, he said I sound like a panda. That's okay. That's his opinion. So for me, yes, you hold the woman accountable, but for us, like you hold the woman that you are with accountable, right? Not you. Like Passport Bro was on here trying to hold other women accountable. He got a woman at home. You see what I'm saying? So I think every man should hold their woman accountable.
Hold on,
Try to hold
pause.
women.
But your homeboy Bender, what is whatever his name is, with that logic, why is he trying to hold other men accountable for actions that he had no part of in though? You speak for other
Okay,
niggas. What that got
okay.
to do with you? And you know
Hold
what?
on.
That
I
is
can
right.
answer.
Because now I'm listening.
Okay.
I see why you can't call that man a pander. Because You might have a little riblets of him rubbing off on you a little bit.
What the
I don't know, good brother.
hell?
Okay,
I
I
don't
answer
know.
that. I answer that. It's simple to me. If you don't have a deep understanding, yes, y'all would say these type of things, and that is okay. Y'all don't have the understanding that I have, right? So the reason I can't call him a
You start
pander.
sound like Charles now. Well, continue.
How I sound like Charles when hold on. See, first of all, when I do talk about women, then I'm not a pander. But then when I start talking about the things that men do, then all of a sudden I'm a pander. So
No,
it's
no, no. I only
people throw
said
that
that not
around.
just
That's
because
cool.
of what you just said. I
I
was
know,
just
but
joking.
I'm getting called a pander. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. So the reason I don't call him a pander is the things that he say. I feel like what he do the same thing I do. He addresses men and men actions, right? He address our actions. He don't address the stuff that women do. He addressed the men on the stuff that we need to change. So I don't think that's pandering because he's talking to us how we need to do better, not to
Who
do
are
better
you
for
to
women.
speak on
Hold
what
on,
I
hold
got
on.
going on, though?
I know that's what I'm saying. He's not speaking on what we need to do for women. And I agree with that, right? I believe our identity as a man is not attached to no damn woman. But most men think their identity is attached to a woman. So he speaks to men about men, not men to about women and how we should be serving women and catering to our women. He
All
don't
right,
talk
so let
about
me
that.
ask you this, Sean, real quick, then, since because I can't, man, I'm at least because whatever, I get it. If, maybe one day you probably gonna see, it. But I'll say this then: what would be the difference? So now that you found out about controversial, right? Because I block all them niggas. Every nigga that did that thing about me, you ain't gonna be able to see them in this room anyways, even if you talk
What
about
happened
me.
with you?
So yeah, I don't know.
Controversial pander.
They because I said that about that clothes thing, they put me up and then they try to call me a predator or something like that. Now every nigga that did
Whoa.
that know me, I blocked them because I don't mess with that type of stuff. But overall, right? I was about to say what make him different from controversial. Controversial, whatever that dude name is, controversial Shine, or what is it, controversial Shannon or something like
Yeah.
that.
Okay, cool.
What
I like
make
that you
him
said that.
different though? Because okay, good.
Okay, because with him, and I told you that I consider him a panda, right? It's
Because he called
because
you one though. That's what I was saying. I feel like it on that
who
end
called me
because he
one? Hold on,
Oh.
who called me a
no,
panda? Who you
no,
talking
no,
about?
not no. He didn't call you a pander. No, I'm saying no. I was about to say this. I'm gonna add this to it. Right? What make him different from you? But I think I feel like you're addressing it more on him because he did come at you. But I feel like he did the same. But both. All right. Now go ahead. You can go ahead. Go ahead.
No. The reason I call him a pander is because he tried to tell men how they could be better for women. I don't agree with that. I don't. That's when I call that pandering. You can't tell me as a man how I need to be for a woman, and every woman is different. Every man is different. I don't like that monolithic shit. So he tried to tell men how to be better for women. Public don't do that. Public tell men how to be better for themselves and be better men. He talked to men about men issues. Old boy talked to men about how we could be better for women. That's two different things.
Man, that's what I say. Okay, that's cool. I think I get it. It's probably a bias though, but that's a straight up lie. I mean, I've been in Publix plenty of his lives. I heard him on the outside because I can't stand his room because it's too much. But no, he also talk. He also try to belittle man. He try to teach women that they don't need no man. He do all. I
That's a
mean,
fact.
he do a lot of things, and I don't know. It's not way. There's no way you can be blinded to that. I mean, we've seen plenty
That's
of
his
things that he
homie,
do
G.
talk
He
about though.
Hey,
biased.
But I can't say that he just simply just helping. He might do it at times, but
Okay, I like that.
if you really listening to him, because we all pay attention to the same as that guy. I've been on his. I actually been on his panel and stuff. But he makes a living out of humiliating men just to get laughs or get brownie points for women. We done seen that plenty of times.
Okay, so let me go real quick. Let me go real quick.
Go ahead.
How can like old boy say that's my homie, right? When I know him just as much as I know Kev. I go on the panels, right? So when you say that's the homie, I don't know anybody outside of TikTok. So I could say the same thing. I stand on my own. I just have my own beliefs, right? The same way how people question, hold on, no, my bad. The same way how people question me still being on Kev panel after he made that viral video. And they was questioning me way before Kev made that video. They call him a red pillar. They say he misogynistic. They say he danger to women. I'm still on his panel because I stand on my own. Can't nobody try to get me to stop fucking with somebody if I think what they saying is good for me. Can't nobody do that. So it's the same way.
No,
So
Sean, I think we're not talking about that. Not messing with him. You can do what you want, Sean, regardless on that. I'm just saying,
but
like,
I don't call you out.
why
That's what I'm
can't
saying.
you,
I
why
don't call
can't,
you out. I don't call you out and I fuck with you, right?
no, I think if you got care or you love somebody or whatever, if I don't know your intentions, right? I hope you do call me out. Call me out on something that you think that I'm saying dangerous.
I don't
That's
think
what
I'm
you
you're
said
just
nothing
saying.
supposed to
dangerous.
do.
I don't
That's
think
what
you
I'm
said nothing
saying.
dangerous.
Right. So that's a crazy part because I think all of us might tend to say something, especially unaware of what we're saying, to act like this nigga a god or something and say like he don't say nothing wrong. That's crazy.
Hold on,
Yeah,
Cooper.
that's
Listen,
ridiculous.
hold on. Listen to what you just said. I haven't called you out, and people say that you called him out, and people say he's problematic. What is the difference? Why is that my homie more than
No,
you?
you challenge me on things
No, I
because I'm
don't.
not what I
You
say.
challenge
What I
me.
say is not
You
what.
challenge me. That's the difference. I don't challenge you on nothing. You challenge me all day
Wait,
on
what
this
is
channel.
your wait? What is your
I
so
don't challenge y'all. That's what I'm saying. I let
what
people
is your
do what they
purpose
want to
then?
do.
Let me ask that then, because I
There you go. There you
maybe I'm
go.
miscon.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, what is
I,
your purpose
I said it
on this
earlier.
app?
I said it earlier, right? At first, I wasn't getting on these panels, but as of the last couple of months, I've been getting on these panels, right? And I also said earlier, I'm very transparent. I am biased. I said that earlier. I have daughters. So I am biased to the fact of things that women need and what the things that women go through in the struggle. I am biased. I don't think most men study into what women go through. I
You
don't.
help being biased. How do you help?
Okay, this is how you do bias. That's a dumb shit, right? If you have kids, right, and you could save your kid or another kid, you're gonna save your goddamn kid, right? That's stupid. What you mean? How you gonna be
That's a
biased?
bad analogy.
No, it's not. It's the same.
Out
I
of
No, it's
have
all the
not.
daughters.
people
I
though,
should be worried about women.
so all
You
right,
don't
man.
have daughters. What you mean? I have daughters. I should be worried about
You know,
that.
I'm gonna just leave it alone because
That's
I don't want to
crazy.
put. I'm not going to put you in the hot seat because I'm
No,
gonna
put
mess
me
with
in
you.
there. Let's go ahead. Put me
But
in there.
no,
I'm ready for it. Put me in there.
it's pointless because it's like you're not even when you get to a point because I know you by now when you don't even answer direct things that I ask you. It's like no point from that point because it's like you already taken up for. But that's what I'm saying. I ask you questions so you can
No,
see
y'all
what
say
you're
I'm taking
saying.
up. Y'all say I'm taking up for someone, but every time.
Ain't no y'all.
But
It's
every
just
time I'm on
overall.
here, I'm being questioned about you guys see what I'm saying? I never question y'all on who y'all mess with, but for some reason, people question me on who I choose to rock with.
No, it's not even that. That's one person that you have a hard time to say anything against.
Kev, do I get
That's something
Kev?
to question.
Do I
Because
get
I talk
questioned
about
on?
all my peoples. I even
Kev,
Bert, me and Bert was going back and forth one day. So the
yeah,
fact that you cannot challenge
yeah,
nobody, that's some crazy stuff. But you could challenge to get smoked to everybody else. But you
yep.
all of a sudden now you acting now you like, oh
Hold on,
man,
hold on. I
I ain't
talk
gonna
about.
challenge nobody.
Hold on, I didn't say that. No, that's not what I'm saying. I don't challenge nobody. Don't you see me on these panels challenge people all day? So
Yeah,
I
but
didn't say I
why
don't
you
challenge people.
cannot say anything about Public? Why can't you say
Hold on.
nothing about him?
Okay, cool. Watch it. Hold on. I said this in front of him. This is what I'm saying. Y'all don't be knowing nothing. I said I don't agree with 100% of what anyone says. I say that all the time. I even said it when he was on
So
the
to
panel.
act like he
Wait,
don't
wait.
pander at
I
all
didn't
is an
say that.
issue.
No, you say pander. That's different from you saying he pandering
So
and me
you
saying I don't
saying
agree with him.
that my
There's a
thing
difference.
is, so if you got a bunch of people saying that you cannot look at it and see that where he panders at, that's it. That's like me saying I don't see where Passport is pandering to men and bashing women. He's just trying to help uplift men so they get. That's crazy. We cannot be that blinded because I know you're a very smart man. It's no way that you cannot say that you don't see him not pandering at all.
Okay, okay. Here's the
And I
difference.
gave you reason, but you made an excuse for him.
No, it's not no excuse. Here's the difference. I could disagree with someone and they don't have to be a pander. I could disagree with you and don't mean you have to be harmful in a red pillar. I stand 10 toes on my stuff. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. I don't vouch for people. You saying that I vouch for people, right? But I'm saying certain people, okay, I got respect for them to where I could be like, you know what, I disagree with you, and I could let you know I disagree with you. I could do that. I don't see the difference from me standing. That's what I'm saying. Those people on the other side would say I'm wrong for being over here with you. Then people on this side would say I should be calling him out. Everybody wants somebody to pick and choose and be a side. And I do what I want to do. I move how I want to move. I don't challenge people on how they like to move, but people feel the need to try to challenge me on how I like to move. And I don't bend and I don't dance unless I hear music. I
Who
don't do none
said
of that
that,
soldier stuff.
Sean? Who said that, Sean?
Hold on. Am I loyal to this panel? Yes or no?
Huh?
Am I loyal to this? Hold on. No, watch this.
I'm not. That's not even the point. I'm not
Well,
talking about loyal.
listen,
What's
listen.
going
Hold on. No,
on?
I want you to listen to this because you got to give me a chance to cook. Now, when you made that viral video Several people were saying that you are harmful and all
I
those things, right? Yes or
I
no?
don't care about what they say though. That's
I'm
the
trying. I'm
difference.
trying to prove a point because Big Woe down there saying stuff too. I'm trying to prove a point.
Oh, that's what's going on. I'm like, I'm getting
No,
confused. Yeah.
I'm trying to get you to see something also because he's talking and you talking. So I'm trying to get y'all to see something.
And
When
you're
you
not
had,
about to let me see nothing because
hold on,
you already know my stance on
I know you
right
saying
and
10
wrong.
toes.
Because
I know you saying 10
we
toes
both
on
believe
yourself.
in the Bible. The fact that you cannot address nothing, that's the part that be confusing me about. But it's cool though.
No, you
My
gotta let
thing
me
is,
land. You gotta let me
go
land
ahead,
real quick. Hold
Sean.
on.
Go ahead, Sean. Go ahead, Sean.
Hold on. When you said what you said, this is what I'm saying. You coming across closed minded because you're not letting me deliver nothing, and it's something dealing with
All
you.
right, all
When
right,
you
Sean.
when you said what you said and you went viral, and several people, damn near thousands of people, thought that your stuff was harmful and you are a danger to the community, right? Did I call you out on that? Yes or no? Did I say anything to you about it? Did I confront
No,
you
yeah,
about
and
it?
you neither did you take up for me either though. So I'm glad that
So do I do
what
it
you
for?
call it did.
Hold on. Nobody have
No,
confronted
you
me about
didn't. No,
that.
you didn't. You
No, no,
didn't.
no,
No.
no. You lying because that. Oh, hold on.
Did you
Hold on,
agree
hold
with
on.
it?
Wait. Hold on. Wait. If
Did you
Leon
agree
is in
with
the
this
panel, hold on.
video?
Wait. Leon is in the panel right now. We're not in the panel. He down there.
Who's Leon?
I was confronted about you, Kev, by another creator, and I was on a panel, and I said I still rock with Kev.
No, okay, I get it. You still rock with him. Did you agree with the video that he put out?
I don't see nothing wrong that he said. I didn't see anything wrong with it, but everybody else
You agree
did.
with it? You agree with the video then?
No, not all the way. Me and Kev had this conversation about clothing. We just had it again today.
Yeah.
I disagree with Kev,
So
and I let him know. Yes.
yeah. So overall, then I know you're talking to his background. That's why I say I don't want to, because I know you get shifted when we talk about that guy. That's why I'm trying to bring him up a lot of times, and then it also
Because
freaking
y'all
triggers.
attach me
No,
to another
because it
man.
also triggers me also because I don't like that nigga at all, and I know what he do, and the fact that people acting blinded to this dude. But like I said, at the end of the day, you'll find out later.
Hold
But
on. He don't
right.
like you. You don't like him. Who am I? I can't be neutral. That's what I'm trying to say. Y'all
I'm not
crazy with
saying. I'm
this.
not even. What I'm saying is, I'm not even trying to say that. That's what I say. I never. And you already know me. Whenever I came out my mouth and said you had to pick anything,
No, you
you
don't.
took that out of it. You took that out of it.
No.
All we just saying is, why can't you admit that this nigga panders? That's you.
Okay.
It's so hard for you to say that. You sound like you in a trauma bond or something like that, where a person can't admit that they're
Trauma
going through some
bonding.
things and they just
Yeah,
can't
hold on,
admit it.
That's
But
crazy.
like you could say he panders and still rock with him, and nobody would care.
That's all I'm saying. It's like he afraid to
But
say that.
hold on. Y'all want me to say the man is pandering when I don't think he's pandering.
Okay, there you go. So, all right, that's cool. All right, that's cool. All
I
right,
don't think
whatever.
he's pandering.
I don't want no type of friendship like that, boy. I fuck up. Tell me I fucked up.
Hold on. Here's the difference. If I don't think someone is pandering and y'all do, you can't get me to see something y'all want me to see. I don't see what y'all see.
Okay, if I give a statement, if I give something that he did, right? Can you do you know what pandering is? Let's ask that first, then.
Yeah, I know what pandering is. Yeah.
Okay, all right, because I think you even gave an example of how men may pander to men and all that stuff, and then you use the counter thing. And even when we talk about him, you be like, well, if y'all don't address that, it's in a way it seems like you do admit that he pandered, but you just don't want to say it. And I get it though. I get it. I'm not about to put it like that. But I would say this. So say if it wasn't him, right? Say if it was a man that was sitting there telling women that yes, it's okay that it's okay you messed up, but it's the man's fault, and you know stay strong, women, you don't need these men and all this other stuff or whatever, and they saying everything that's appealing to the woman's ear because they, you know, a lot of women make mistakes and they want to hear things that encourage them or that basically bags up for their mistakes or whatever, so they don't feel like what they did was wrong. So if it was a man I ran into that did that, would you consider that pandering?
I have to know the context of everything. So yes, I probably would. Yes.
Okay, that's all I want you to. Okay, and we're gonna just
Yes.
stick with that. I'm just gonna stick with that. I ain't even gotta say names or nothing. Okay, we can leave with that.
But
He said the host is the host is biased
hold on.
because he
This is my
don't like
hold
whoever
on.
they're talking, so they never see.
Don't worry about that. Hold on.
Wait, what?
This yeah. But this what I want. This what I'm saying.
Did she just come here?
Yeah. Hold on. I wouldn't. This is what I'm saying. I feel like y'all pick and choose what pandering is, and it's only pandering. Y'all only use it when it's a man talking to women. Y'all. That's what I'm saying. I could agree that he's pandering if y'all stick to what pandering is. Y'all change the definition of what
That's why I
pandering
came up.
is. So I
Now
can't
I
agree
remember.
with y'all. I can't say
Now
he's
I
pandering.
hold Hold on. That now I remember why it came up. One has nothing to do with the other. So even if me and Kev and maybe some other people are not recognizing pandering on the other side, that doesn't mean that your boy isn't pandering. Like that does not preclude you from saying that he's pandering just because we don't admit pandering on the other side. That don't make no damn sense.
Hold on, Bert. That's what I'm
Is he
saying. Y'all, hold
pandering
on.
or not?
Y'all here have, hold on. Y'all are so busy
No, I
trying
heard
to
the whole
prove me
goddamn
wrong.
thing.
No, you didn't. I'm gonna tell you what you didn't hear.
Go ahead, speak.
I said to me personally, he's not pandering. And I also said that everything I heard him say about men, I've been that type of man, right? And I said, I don't think it's nothing special about me. I feel like most men come from like that for the most part, right? So I'm saying for me, outside of me saying other people use it the wrong way, I don't think he is pandering, right? But I say if we're gonna go with pandering, y'all can't be picking and choosing on what pandering is, because most men only say it's pandering when the men is talking about the stuff that men do. But when
That
y'all see men telling other men the shit that women do, I don't see the same smoke for those
that's
people. It's always pandering when a man
yeah,
is getting
but you
attention from women.
selective on what you want to see though, because like overall, like me and Big Woe, and you already know me. I address both sides, and I done told you about pandering on both sides. And if somebody doing it, man or woman, I'm gonna talk about it. You keep talking about that y'all stuff, but the thing is, you're talking to the wrong group of people. So it's obvious we don't take up for pandering on either end. So I don't know why
I
you keep
told you that
mentioning it.
multiple
You keep
times.
mentioning that, right? He done said it 3 times, and you keep deflecting and going back to, well, ain't nobody in this room have took up for pandering. That's all it is, except one person. But but I'm gonna leave that alone.
And
But
that's why I
but
compared him to Buddy ass. You feel me? Like it's not
but
like two
it's
sides
cool
of a
though. That's
different
why I say
coin.
I knew we shouldn't have brought that up though, because that's the only thing me and Sean really can't. But whatever though. Otherwise, I don't think, even when you say that, Sean, I still believe that you still you I guess you say that I'm on here for fun or whatever it is and look for whatever. I still believe that you still you're trying to help people in some forms, even when you voice yourself.
I am.
You just
I
don't
am.
want to admit it.
No, at this point, I just said that. Up a couple months ago, I said I'm gonna start using my voice because I feel like I'm gonna give my opinion and my views. At this point, I want to help, right? But my main focus is not what women do to men. I said that earlier on here. I care about what men and what we need to do outside of women. I don't think what we shouldn't be focusing on what the fuck women doing. We should be focused on what we need to do as men. I
Yeah.
said that.
Hey, if
When
And
you
I
look
don't
so if
at
talk
you
that,
about the
what you were
bad. Hold on,
saying
wait,
about us,
hold on, big whoa, hold on, big whoa. I never speak on the bad that we, as far as do as men. I focus on how we could be better. So I'm not
I can
even
feel that.
bashing men when I say this stuff. This coming from a place of love.
At least you don't
my
do
my
that.
thing is, Sean, right? When you were saying that me, Kevin, I don't know who else you threw in there about it, I can't call it pandering if y'all not y'all can't stand it across the board when it comes to other genders. Can't I use that same angle with you? You can't speak on no men on here, including it's the first time it might come across like I'm defending Charles, but I'm not. You can't speak on no actions a man is doing, including Charles, if you
Wait,
can't
watch
step
this.
to your
Hold on, hold on.
homeboy.
This where you finna be all wrong right here, right? I tell men, I don't speak for men. I tell men to stop being like society tell you to be, right? Because most men subscribe to something. I say be who you want to be as a man. So I'm telling men to be who you want to be,
So
an
why you tell
individual.
him pretend that?
Hold on,
You
you missed
act
it. Hold on.
like these
I said
what
that
the
several
other
times.
nigga name the
You
buff dude that got exposed. He was doing the same thing.
can you let me
That's the
finish?
same. He's like
Can
a
you let me
copy and
finish?
blueprint
Because
type of dude.
no,
All the
if you,
stuff that you said
it's not
about
a
the
blueprint.
Panthers on one side or Charles, your
Hold
homeboy
on,
do the same
hold
thing.
on. You
He
haven't
just
even
a
heard.
sweet talking ass nigga.
Hold on, you don't even know me, and you don't even know the shit I be talking about. That's what I'm saying.
I
Like this
never
shit
said
sounds
you.
crazy.
I'm talking about your associates.
No, but
He
you
does
said
he does a copy and paste
no.
blueprint
You said
of
what
a
is the
lot of
difference
these
from me and
things.
no? You said what is the difference between me and Passport? That's what you said.
No, you did not hear me. I said if you're going to be able, just like when you were telling us about we can't come at the situation because we don't hold all sides across the board pandering. I'm saying to you in response to that is, how can you have the audacity to like even come on and talk to anybody in general, no matter what gender they is, about pandering or how they putting toxic behaviors into our community
Mm-hmm.
where we're blatantly telling you, and multiple people is sitting on the panel that you don't know, and have no reason to lie to you or make up stories about this man, tell you how problematic he is, but you won't check him publicly or call him a panderer. But you'll
Mm-hmm.
sit on here because you have a daughter. You hear somebody like Charles saying radical stuff, you attack him though. That's
Okay,
like
can
picking and choosing.
I?
That's
Okay,
the
can
same
I?
thing you was telling us.
Hold on. Now, once again, I told you how I look at public, and you still gonna say you're gonna compare it to charge, right? So the difference I said is public, in my opinion, when I see this man, how I view him, right? Because y'all still forgetting that the same way y'all look at him, a lot of people look at Kev the same way, and I'm over here on both sides, right? I'm over here.
Hell no, I'm not an
Wait,
extremist like
You
him.
crazy
Hell
as
you could
no.
say
fuck,
that. Hold
man.
on, that's your
I ain't never
opinion.
heard that before.
Hold on, that's not
Me
not
neither.
not to the extent. But what I'm saying is, I'm still over here, right? But actually, I'm over here more than I am over there. I don't even go over there too much because of the women. So I'm over here all the damn time. You see what I'm saying? So I don't confront Kev on nothing. Kev, it's pretty much this what I do.
Wait, hold on.
Wait
Let's
a
ask
minute.
this then.
Wait a
All right.
minute. Why don't
Hold on, I got
why
no,
do
I
you
got.
keep your way? Why
Huh?
don't you go over there because of the women? What does that
I was
mean?
just about to ask him something to that. I was about
Yeah,
to say,
let's hear it.
I was about to say, have you
That
ever
don't,
thought about why the women so comfortable over there with him though? I was about to ask that too.
Y'all
That's
thought
a
y'all
different
had
question.
an aha moment.
No,
No, I
I'm about to
don't.
ask. We
You had an
asking
aha
now.
moment.
We asking
Yeah.
No,
now.
repeat the question. You said, let me be clear about the question, right?
There
We
you
got
go.
two
Say it
questions
again.
now.
There you go.
The
Come on.
question is, you said you don't go over there. You inferred anyway. You don't go over there because of the women. And I'm asking, what about the women keeps you from wanting to go over there?
Okay,
Go.
there you go. There you go. Those women that I don't go over there anymore, I done blocked those women and I done had it out with those women. And I told him, and I had it on Clout Chaser Live, right? And I called these women out. I said that these women are problematic. I said that these women, all they do is bash men all day long. They not looking to make any adjustments. They not trying to help the black man. They not trying to help men. All they want to do is bash men and use this as a place to bash men. I stood 10 toes on the women that follow him over there. So here it is. I'm over here calling them out for the women that stand up for him, where the women that be
Whoa.
following him. Wait, hold on, damn. I'm
Now
calling
go ahead,
these women.
just finish up. Go
Hold on,
ahead.
I'm calling these women out. You know what I'm saying? These same women who are the center men who be bashing men all the time and they don't say nothing positive at all, right? I bash those women and I say those women are harmful to the community. All they don't really care about the black men or the men at all, right? So how is it on 1 minute I could be over there with those women and they could call me a red pillar, and then I could come over here with other groups of people.
You
Now
ain't no
I'm a
red pill.
pander. Y'all are crazy. Y'all all confused as fuck.
Let's flow
All
right
y'all
into Kevin's
confused.
question. Let's flow right into Kevin's question. Why do you think those women that you just talked about as being problematic, why do you think those women are so comfortable over there on his platform?
They not over there no more. That's the fuck I'm trying to tell y'all. They gone. He kicked them out. He kicked them out of them damn self. Because they
Hell no, that's a
problematic.
lie. I
He
bet
That
you
did.
if
shit
I
sound
go.
like cap shit.
So what I'm about to say, I bet you if I go
Y'all
over
see,
there, I'm
that's what
gonna
I'm
get.
saying. Y'all
No,
don't
no, no,
even know.
no.
Hold on,
Look.
Kev,
I
hold on,
can
Kev.
prove you wrong. If that
No,
nigga go live, I go over there and I'll be
you
like, pay attention
missing
to
it.
the comments. I bet you I get two out the frame.
Y'all are so busy up this man ass. You're not even listening to shit I'm saying. The women I deemed as harmful. Kev, hold on. Nah,
We
you
heard
lying
you.
on
You
something.
said that he
Hold
got
on, hold
blocked.
on, hold
Okay,
on, hold on,
we
hold on.
heard you. We
Hold
heard
on,
you. We
Leon.
heard
You
you.
say I'm lying, right? Is Tara still over there, Leon? I see you in the comments that I'm lying. Is Tara still over there?
I knew Leon was gonna get his attention.
Hold on. Because he lying. I fuck with Leon, but he lying also. The woman Tara's not over there anymore, right? That's who I got into it with, right?
No, I'm
That
about
I
to say that's
call
one
out several
person.
times.
He got thousands of followers dang there, and he got his room stay at 500 dang there or
Hold on. You
more.
missed the point I said. I say the people that I think is harmful. The people I think. Not what y'all think, the people I think. So I dealt with the people who I
You
think
think
is
them the
harmful.
only ones that's like that over there?
It doesn't matter. I said I think.
So it goes back again. So you think he blocked every last one of them?
You say every last one of them. The ones I'm talking about?
Yes. No, the ones that just like them that you don't know.
The ones I don't know, I can't speak on. Y'all want me to talk about women I don't know. I'm talking about women I deemed as problematic, and I call those women out. I call those women out. So y'all, that's what I'm saying. Hold on. No, y'all can't get me on this. Hold on. Now, when I call women out, I'm a red pillar. But then when I call men out, I'm a panda. I'm saying that all y'all motherfuckers confused at this point, and y'all be wanting people to pick sides. I'm very fair in my assessment of things.
No, you don't gotta pick
Nobody up
sides.
here wants you to pick
Just tell the truth. That's
I
it.
don't hold on. This is what I'm trying to get Big Woe to understand. And Bert, I don't call Kev out on shit. So I don't call public out on shit. If I don't call wait, can I finish? If I was over here calling Kev out on the shit that he do that I think is harmful, whatever the case may be. Now
call it out.
No,
What the
he
hell?
ain't. Can I finish? Damn, can I fucking finish? Can I fucking finish?
Yeah,
Can
you
I fucking
can.
finish?
Yeah, calm
There's a
down, bro.
difference from me. No, cause y'all don't get all emotional when you say some offensive shit. Then y'all be tripping. Now the difference is,
Wait, who said something
no, I
offensive?
didn't talk. I'm just
What are we
talking in
talking?
general, Kev. I know how niggas
Oh,
get when you start getting
okay,
emotional and shit.
okay. I got you.
Okay, the difference is, when if I think Kev say something that I disagree with, that doesn't mean it's harmful. I just disagree with him. The same way with public. I don't have to agree with y'all that he's saying something harmful. I could just disagree without it being harmful. So the same way with you, when me and you have our, and I told this, I had conversation with him before. That man told me, don't be trying to defend me. So I'm very balanced in the shit that I talk about, but for some reason, I get it. That bothers people. I don't call Kev out. If me and Kev have a disagreement, we just disagree. I don't
You
think
don't
you
pander to
harmful,
me.
but I don't think you harmful either. I don't think you harmful though. So the same way with him, I could disagree with something he said, but that don't mean I have to take it as him being harmful or he's pandering. I don't see why
What?
y'all can't see that. That's crazy to me.
Because we just literally said, that's what I'm saying. It's like you, this is the part where I feel like you pandering to him now from this point. Because we
Y'all bring
say
him up,
that,
so
no,
y'all
we
pandering.
no,
Y'all bring this man up. Y'all
look,
bring him up,
no.
not me.
But you can say all the positive stuff about him. We're trying to say, okay, I'm just trying to tell you that he's not almighty. You acting like he is. So we're mentioning that he has dangerous things he put out. Just because all of a sudden you have a blind eye to it, that don't mean that everybody
Now
else
it's a
is
blind
lying.
eye. Now it's a blind eye. I ain't
Yes,
say y'all,
because you making it sound like we're delusional because we're saying that the things that he do, or I even mentioned different things like when him allowing women to sit there bash man all day, or she talk down on men, he would actually just He go another thing though. He'll have his whole crew cuss him out. He'll mute the guy and let the women just stay up there and go crazy on it. He might drop some men that might go again. Oh, don't talk to him like that or something like that or whatever. Like his stuff is set to protect the woman and then talk down on men for majority of the time. I don't think nobody's exaggerating or making that up. I'm just telling you that yes, it is times, or if you catch him on his good days that he's not pandering, but somehow some other people come in there and catch him on his pandering days. That's all I'm saying. If like say, I'm putting it this way, say if I was I say that no, I don't think Sean's saying that. I'm gonna keep taking a few every last moment, right? Sean don't do this and all that stuff. I'm not challenging you on any of the things or saying nothing you do is wrong. That's me pandering to you.
okay, cool. Watch this. Now watch this. If you and hold on. Yeah, y'all laugh. This dumb. Okay. Now with me and you is right. Forget it. Let's go with this. I never said that y'all are lying. I just said I don't see what y'all see. I never said y'all delusional. So I'm very careful with my words. I'm not saying y'all
So you
lying.
have selective
I'm not
vision.
saying I didn't say that he's not pandering. I said to me, he is not pandering to me. To me, what I see. The same way I said I don't think that you are harmful. To me, I don't see you as that, but some people do.
But
Hold on. Wait. And y'all bring up
But
this
it's like
thing,
you're not listening to anything nobody's saying, though. I'm
y'all
literally
missing my
telling you
point
this.
on purpose at this point.
No, you're missing the point on purpose. That's what's going on. I literally told you what he do. You couldn't even address that. Like you couldn't say if it's pandering or not.
Okay, hold on. Watch the. Hold on.
Or have you?
Hold on. I told you if something. I answered. I said I would consider that pandering. I said that.
Oh, that's not
compared.
that's not pandering.
That pandering.
Oh, okay,
and I
that's
said,
okay.
I said context matters. Context matters. I said all of that.
Okay.
So what I'm saying? What are we talking about? I said all right.
So we'll leave it alone then. All right, I got you then. We could just move on from that point. Yeah, because I realize that's a heavy thing. But all right. Sheesh. I need to have a topic on.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Hold on. Hold on. Y'all can't do that. Hold on. I need to know why. Now I need to know why. Why do I always get confronted about this man when y'all could go talk to this nigga himself, right? So the same, hold on. If you and Rachel, when y'all have arguments, y'all don't come on goddamn social media and blast and let everybody else know. So I'm telling you, if I rock with somebody and I have a certain level of respect for people, I'm not gonna try to call them out. You be calling me out on your panel and I just respond. He don't call me out. I don't call him out. There's a difference. I'm more comfortable on your panel than I do over there.
Yeah, so wow, that's crazy. So you said you use your comparison was me and Rachel telling our business online. Okay, all right. So I didn't know y'all relationship was that deep. All right, so I get whatever. Like I said, I'm just gonna leave it alone. I'll leave it alone from that point. I don't know what answer you trying to look for on that. I didn't know it was that
Well,
dang on serious.
hold on, hold on.
I thought
I'm
he was just a
excuse you,
tick. I
Kev.
thought he was
Hold on,
just I thought he
hold
was
on,
just a TikTok nigga.
hold on. See, you just missed it again. That's what I'm saying. Y'all missing it on point.
Yeah, I
I
will
never
miss it
said.
though, because
Hold on,
that don't
hold
make
on.
sense at
You
all.
got, you
You
gotta
said why
listen.
would
You gotta listen. Earlier, I told Big Whoa, the same way I know the same way I know public is the same way I know you. Just TikTok. Just
got you? I
TikTok.
got you.
So
I
I
got
don't know
you.
him outside of that, right? But what I am saying is I'm over here more than any other space on TikTok, right? I'm over here. So what I'm saying is, y'all are not. When I say y'all, let me exclude you. Let me get you out of it real quick. The difference is, if I say that I'm balanced and I don't feel the need to call somebody out, like when me and you have our disagreements, right? It's never me calling you out on nothing that you do, even though me and you rock with each other. I feel like that's your opinion. I'm always open. Like when Bert called me, Bert said, "I think you pandering." I didn't jump off the window. I said, "You know what? That man think I'm pandering." That's different from an absolute and him saying he think. He think is his opinion. Him saying I'm a pander, he's saying it as an absolute, and that caused more harm than anything. To saying something that I'm not, right? So the same way with you. If you say something that I disagree with, most of the time I would just leave it alone, like as far as like a big belief or something, right? But I would never, if I feel like you've done something and I feel like I need to have a conversation with you, I would have a conversation with you behind the scenes because of the level of respect that I have for you. I wouldn't have it open out in the public with everybody. I don't rock like that with people that I have respect for. The same way with him, I got respect for him. So I'm not gonna call him out in front of people who don't like him. That would make me fake than a motherfucker. That would make me fake. And I don't move like that. The same way I am on TikTok, I'm like that in real life. I'm not going to talk about somebody in a room full of people who don't like him. The same way with you, when somebody try to bash you over there on what you call them live, I didn't let them do that either.
No, I would speak my mind. I don't have to put on a. I don't know. Everybody different though. I guess that's the part though. I can mention the times that I might hear. But I'm not gonna sit there and act like I'm blinded to what's going on. That's the difference though. So I think, and you already know, I'm big on accountability. I don't sit there and just. I don't pander to nobody. That's my thing though. I don't do that victim play. I say what part you play. What did you do? What are things that you might say that might be dangerous? Just like I want people to do for me, because I know I don't say everything perfect. So anybody that's pandering to me, that's a dangerous thing too. Just because you want to be loyal, that's crazy. Don't
No,
be loyal to me. Don't
okay.
be loyal to me.
Did y'all
Tell me what I'm
okay?
saying is wrong.
No, I don't think you. That's what I'm tell you, Kev. There's a difference from me saying something.
Shine. My thing is, I get you. You got your reasons on why you on this app, though. I'm just telling you overall, the people that are speaking of the topic, who I connect with, I need somebody that's going to address it, not coddle my feelings, not sit there and just because, oh, I know this guy and all this other stuff. No, tell me where I go wrong so I can correct it. That's my thing. That's who I need to connect with. Who we need to avoid is people that's sitting there lying or trying to play that can take up for one side and they can't give the same energy to the next side. That's what you avoid.
Okay, now
That's contradiction and hypocriticalness.
Okay, now hold on. Watch this. Now I've been on your
Wait,
channel
this is not a
several times.
debate, Sean. Why
I
you
know.
keep trying to debate everything?
Hold on, no, I'm trying to tell you why. Because you act as if you haven't heard me say any of these things, and then you take it as if I'm saying something totally different. I always said I don't.
Wait, what?
Hold on, let me tell you what I mean by when you say you want somebody to call you out, right? I always said, I say whether I'm dealing with men or women, I don't tell people that they are wrong. I don't do that. Well, I told you I give people a different perspective and let them self-correct. So when you say shit that I disagree with, I would just give you a different perspective. And then sometimes when I feel like you still stuck, I'll say, okay, Kev, you got it. Kev ain't gonna change his mind. You got it. So I don't tell people that they wrong. I give you a different perspective. That's just how I move outside of TikTok and how I move on TikTok. I told you this several times already.
Yeah, that don't.
I've heard
I
him
don't
say
get
that
you
a
on
bunch of
that.
times.
Yeah, I'm about to say no.
That's how
Go
he
ahead,
moves.
Shalon.
He don't
No, I
tell
don't.
people
I don't
that they're
believe that. I don't believe that part. The part I don't believe is no, because we're gonna if we disagree with something, we're going to disagree. The fact that you saying that I gotta wait till online to, oh, I didn't agree with you when you had said that about we should connect with black people and all that. We're not about to do that
I
behind
didn't just
closed
say
doors.
that, Kev. I did not just say that, man. That's crazy. I just give you a
So
clear.
what's the part? Okay. Let's say this then. Say it a little bit more important, right? If I was like, okay, let's say I disagree that say if I said all men should sleep around or something like that. I'm not about to wait to go behind closed doors. I don't think you should have said that. I'm about to say in front of y'all because we're trying to teach people all in a whole room, right? So if I disagree with something I felt was dangerous, because I'm not gonna be like, no. I think men need to discipline themselves. I think that I'm not about to wait to say that in your inbox.
But Kev, you conflating two different things. The one thing that he's saying is the purely if you right or wrong, right? He don't tell people they right or wrong. He just asks questions, try to get you to see it from a different perspective and get you to change your mind by giving you his line of reasoning. What you're talking about, Kev, is something completely different. He disagree with y'all. He don't, not necessarily. I'm just being a little bit hyperbolic here, but he disagree with y'all that Pub is a panderer. So he's disagreeing with y'all. He's giving y'all pushback. This is not a situation where it's right or wrong. He disagree with you, right? Okay. Y'all debating the merits of it, and people gonna decide whether they agree or not. That's something totally different than trying to tell a person they right or wrong about something. Because everybody got their mind made up about public, right? And I ain't heard not one person say, "Oh, you know what? I didn't think about it like that. You got it. I changed my mind." And none of y'all said that. So y'all having that kind of debate right now. It's not a right or wrong thing. It's how you see it, how you feel, and that's it.
Yeah, but the reason why, okay, I'm gonna put it this way. I guess I gotta. It's like I want to leave it alone at the same time because it's like it counters what he said he believed that other people do.
You can't let it go, nigga. That's what it is.
No, it's just like because it's like the reason why I don't. It's like a disingenuous, and I'm not even trying to put it that way. But it's like you said. I know you probably get what's going on. Can I ask you a
question, host?
Go ahead.
Okay, because I understand what both sides are going. So I'm gonna ask you a question. What do you control outside of yourself?
It's just yourself.
With that right there, this is why this conversation this is why you need to let it go. You cannot control his response. That is how he literally feels. That's the truth. You don't control nothing outside. Hold on, Whoa. You don't control nothing outside yourself. So with that, you understand you cannot control how he feels in the situation or how he responds. Therefore, the conversation is damn nullified.
Wait a minute, hold on.
Hey, Filter.
If that were true, there'd be no reason to talk about anything.
No, that's not what I'm saying. You can only communicate with the people. You're saying that, okay? I understand that when you're saying that. Yet I'm not saying that. You can only communicate with the people who can understand you, and then vice versa. If you can't communicate with a person's feelings, that feelings are always subjective. He feel like this now, he may feel like this later. He really may not feel like this. He may just be giving pushback just to see where the combo go. This is all feeling and emotion. It's all feeling based. So if we know what feelings are, and we know feelings are subjective, we know that they will rapidly change, that this can all be a hoax at the same time. So a person really has to take how he feel as for what he's saying and let it be that.
Yeah, so I feel you on that though, but I think because I knew Sean for so long, and this with any of my friends or people in general, right? Because I care for him and I have love for him, I will try my best to try to see if they can get a way to understand what they miss, what the signs they might not see or whatever. I mean, it's up to them to go later down the line and be like, okay, I might get what he's saying or something like that, because that's what happened when people care about people. That's just what that is. Some people give up quicker, some people whatever, but I get you. Of course, I know I can't control
everybody don't get the same understanding. His understanding may be something different. That's why I say you can only communicate with the people that understand you and yet you understand. Y'all have a different understanding in the situation. So it's not, the communication is distorted and it looks like an argument. It's just going back and forth and opinionated.
Me and Kev never agreed on nothing for the most part since the beginning. So this ain't nothing new at all. That's the whole point. Is me and him.
Well, never mind. Scratch everything I just said then. Fuck it.
No, I agree with 100% what you're saying. I'm just saying that I don't try to get people to change their, like, I don't tell people like, and I stand on that, right? And Leon could vouch for that. When I go and talk to people, I don't try to tell men how to be. I tell men to be themselves, right? And being yourselves is not like doing what people tell you to do. So I don't try to tell men what to do. I just tell them to be themselves, right? Same way with when I stand on something. I don't, the same way I move right now, this is how I move in real life. I said, this is how I figured out how to communicate with people. And I made a post the other day about some people just want to be heard. Then it's different from being heard and being effective. I want to be effective. And me telling people they wrong and stupid right off the bat, my message would never get across to those people. So what I would do is I would give you my perspective, and maybe a perspective you never heard about, and maybe you'll self-correct. I always move like that. So I don't know what y'all don't know.
Hold on. Let me say this though, because the reason why you only saying this now, Sean. You only saying this now because the reason why I be saying this because I don't believe it, because you literally would just get no. Hold up. Reason why I don't believe you in this instant, because you only doing this now because this how you when we talk about something that hits personal, you just you do that. But overall, I don't believe you because you literally just checked Passport earlier about him speaking on women and stuff, and you just straight up checked him. You didn't let him stay who he was.
Hell
You
no.
felt a certain way, and you
Come
started
on
keeping
now,
it.
Energy
you
different,
can't
man.
use
Hold on.
the
No,
most
Leon,
most
No, but
divisive
I'm
person
saying
on.
the
Leon,
way
stop,
you
You
feel
can't
stop.
use the
about.
most
Leon,
divisive
stop.
person
He
on
just
here
proved my
though.
point, Leon. Hold on,
No,
Leon.
but if you gonna
Leon.
check him,
Hold on, wait.
why you?
He just
Okay,
proved
go
my
ahead.
point, Leon. He just proved my damn point. Thank you. He just proved my point. Thank you for bringing him up. Okay, so when I started talking, I said, Kev, this is between you and I. I say, and I asked a question. I say, Kev, if a woman gets on social media and all she do is bashing me and you find out that the woman is married, what would people say? She's a bitter woman. She's not happy. And I say, what is the difference from Passport doing the same goddamn thing? What is the difference? I'm trying to get you to see a perspective. What is the difference?
Difference is you check Passport, you ain't check Homeboy.
Did you just did you not see me say I gave him a different perspective?
I don't know. I don't get it. It seems like the energy shift when you like people are friends
No,
or
y'all
cool with
was
certain
literally about to
parties.
go
People
1v1. If my
switch
stuff
up.
didn't drop or go over, y'all was going 1v1 and you was gonna challenge them on that, whatever. But like I said, I seen you plenty of times of correcting people, especially if we talking about the Bible or something like that. I seen you sometimes so I don't believe you saying that you only on here for this one purpose, because I done seen you do multiple things though. So you're only saying that now because we talking about something that's hitting home from this point, and I can understand it.
And out of all people know, you do know when it comes to the Bible, that is the only thing I would
I
tell
don't
you a
really know you
motherfucking
like
ass
that,
is
so I
wrong.
can't comment on
That's
that.
the only thing I would say a motherfucker's wrong when you talking about that Bible, because there's a source behind that. So I'd say that for sure. But anything outside of that, and hold on, I just said this earlier when I was on the panel also. I said that I use people logic against when Big Woe say he want me to debate somebody. I said what I do is I don't go in and try to give people what I think. I just use their logic against them. So what I was gonna do with Passport is the same thing. Use his logic against him. That's why I asked you, what would you think about such and such? Because Passport say the same thing. Passport say that women get on this app, they have husbands at home, they not happy because all they do is complain about what men do and all these things. I used his logic on him. So I told you guys that earlier. And I started with that.
Have you ever used this against Pender?
Good question.
Hold on. Wait, hold on. Before I answer that, don't ask a question with a question. Answer what I just said. Did I not say that?
Yes, you did.
So
You
show me
did
how.
say that.
So show me how I'm a hypocrite. Show me like where I went wrong. Tell me that.
Have you ever used this same
No.
logic with
I
Pender?
want you to address what I said first. How did I go wrong? Y'all said I called out Passport, and I gave y'all how I called out Passport. Prior to me calling out Passport, I told you how I tell people and how I debate with people. I use their logic against them. Now, did I not use Passport logic against them? Yes or no?
Yeah,
Yes,
you
So I
but
got
what
stand
to.
on
you
my
lose
shit. So
me
what the
at,
hell you
hold
talking
on,
about?
where you lose me personally at
You don't know me,
is
so
the
I can't
fact that
lose you. You
yeah,
don't know
I'm
me.
going by your logic that you
Sean, I
presented.
just want to 1v1 you in the Bible, nigga. That's it. When
Yeah,
you got the
I'd
time.
rather talk
We
to
could damn
Kev
sure
because
debate
Kev
that.
have more of a
No,
Kev
I'm
and
not
maybe
speaking on your
Leon with no.
past either, like because I don't know you that much. I'm speaking on today, right now, the actions that you displayed to me today. What I've seen today, if you don't carry that same energy with your homie, and I feel like all that stuff that you saying is just cap. You doing it for social media.
You say if I don't do what for my homies, what?
I feel like if you don't have that same energy when it comes to your associate or whatever this dude Panda is to you, then you feel all the stuff that you're saying is you're being a hypocrite. You might
So
as well
am I
keep not doing
pandering to
that.
Kev? Say this. Am I pandering to Kev?
I'm not talking to Kel. I'm
No, no,
talking
no,
about
no,
the
no,
homeboy.
no, no, no. But hold on. Let's talk with Kev. Am I pandering to Kev? Because the same thing I'm doing for him, I'm doing for Kev. So let's focus on Kev. Because it ain't no hatred for Kev. It ain't. Hold on. It's no hatred for Kev, right? So am I pandering to Kev?
No.
So I'm not pandering to public. Then I do the same
You
thing.
know,
Thank you.
that's not what we're talking about. No. That
Hold
has
on.
nothing to do with Kev. Kev that have me personally, I've known Kev on here for a while. The actions and behaviors that your other homeboy displays on the internet, since I've seen him and heard his name on this app, I've never once seen Kev display them behaviors. Not once. I've never heard anybody that I know of that's a big content creator, a little content creator ever mention or correlate that same type of behavior with Kev.
Okay, well,
But
since
your
you don't
homeboy,
know,
you
okay,
be
that's cool.
cool
Hold
with
on,
him, where people
watch
have
this.
publicly
Let
came
me show
at
you.
him,
Hold on,
his
let me show you the
household, and how he carry
consistency.
himself.
Hold on, let me show you the consistency since you haven't been here. Hey, Kev, wait, since I've been coming in your panels, have I been telling you that those people on the divestiture side, before we get to public first, those people on the
Why
divestiture
you
side,
keep
like,
speaking
why
about
you over there
everybody
modding?
but
Hold
your
on, I'm
homeboy?
talking to Kev because you don't know me, so I'd rather talk to somebody who actually seen me on this app for over a year. Kev, when I first started coming in your panel, didn't I say that people over there questioning me, asking me why am I mod in your damn room?
Yeah.
So that mean they seen you a certain way, right? Yes or no?
Yes.
Now, did you have a history of going on these panels with these divestors, challenging these divestors all the time? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Okay. So, and they still do it to this day, and I still stand over here with him. So, am I pandering to him? I'm the
Nope.
same since I've been on this damn app.
Technically speaking,
Yeah.
yes. By the
Okay.
definition standpoint, you're pandering to them.
Okay, they don't want to. That's what, hold on. No filter. That's what I said earlier. They selective with the pandering word. So if I'm pandering to public, you got to say I'm pandering to damn Kev also. If you can't say I'm pandering to Kev, then that means your hatred for public is too real.
So with that, we agree. You're pandering to public.
No. You can't see that. See what the shit y'all just try to do? It's hard for you to say one thing.
I'll give it to you. Okay, fine. You pander to Kevin and public. We agree?
No, I'm gonna tell you why I disagree. Because I said
It's
earlier.
only by definition he is.
Hold on.
I'm just saying, I know the definition of pandering. So
Do you challenge him more than me?
Kev, I just told your ass. You always fucking with me. I
Wait,
told
what?
you always fucking with me.
Wait, what?
I don't challenge you on
Don't
nothing.
you be the first one in here be talking about you want the smoke and all that stuff? I don't get how you talking about that. We all challenge each other in this room. We do that all the time.
Hold on. When I say I want to smoke, and this is just once again, this is a room I feel comfortable.
Right, you come up. The only time you come, most of the time you come up is just to look for smoke to challenge something. So I don't know why you acting like I just gonna come at you and then what the heck? We all do that.
Once again, you're right. I challenge, but I challenge you with a different perspective. I'm standing on what the hell I be saying.
Right, ain't that what all we do? But do you do that to public? That's what I'm saying. So
I don't go on this panel.
You did admit that he was on this panel.
Okay, that's cool. All right, so we can rock with that. I think
I've been on his panel 2 times. I've been on his panel 2 times. I've been on Kale panel down over 1,000 probably at this point. Y'all talking about a nigga who I've been on his panel 2 times compared to a nigga I'm on his panel
that's cool. That make it worse. This seems like so that's the reason why you haven't seen what everybody else seen. That makes sense now.
so that means I'm right in what I say then. That means I'm right.
That's true. Then you might be right. You might be right
Okay,
because
thank
you
you.
said
That's
you
all I
haven't
need.
hardly been over there.
Okay,
I
thank
would just say, at least have an open ear of what everybody else saying, and also pay attention to all the. Since we talking about the vetting thing, right? Because you said you don't see it. We're giving you many different things of like, because I asked the questions earlier, like, always wonder why are these divestors so comfortable over there? Also, why did he? I'm not trying to think about the other stuff, but basically. If you wanted to see what we're talking about, to see what they talking about, because I know you're a very smart man, and I know you can dissect things like you try to dissect things on this panel and stuff. You could do the same thing over there and figure out what we talking about. And I bet money you can see just like you said. Oh, I can see why they might call Kev Red Pill because he don't have a filter towards women and all this other stuff or something like that, whatever. But they just say anytime they get their little feelings hurt, they call me that. But otherwise, the women that understand me, they understand me. You know what I'm saying? But whatever. Dang, somebody got the wind going. What the heck? Big one. But yeah, let's just there's no point though on that one though. But I knew that was about to go as soon as somebody mentioned his name. I was like, oh shoot, it'd be like the 8th time, man. But I think
hold on, somebody.
I'm gonna put it at this. Put it this way.
Y'all, the hatred for hold on. This is what I'm saying. I'm gonna exclude you, Kev, because I know how you already feel. Y'all confronting me about a man that I don't even be in his lives. I be in Kev's lives. So y'all are focused on a minority of something instead of the majority. I'm over here. Why are y'all questioning me about a nigga panel I only been on 2 times compared to somebody panel I'm on 1,000 times? This is dumb to me.
Yo, I agree with you, man. Like, that's what's weird. I came in a little bit late. I didn't know that's how it all started. How are they connecting you with public then?
Because Big Woe came here and started talking about him. Then Kev always fucking with me, talking about some, your boy, your homeboy, and that's how it came.
Yeah, so I forgot how it started. But something about him being cool with him. That's how it happened. I didn't know that nigga was cool with Sean, so I openly admit I said he cool with me. Ain't that his boy? I thought y'all said that was his boy.
No, Kev started this. You wrong, Kev. This is what you did, man. You started
I didn't. I was telling him that you wasn't because he don't no Big Whoa didn't unintentionally say it, and I'm like, he's not about to talk bad about public. That's why I just told him because I said it because they connected with it. That's all I was mentioning. Then that's when the big blow up kept happening. It was just awkward. I mean, it was crazy that he had to mention him out of everybody. Y'all like,
I know.
dang.
Hey, hold on. But outside, before y'all mention his name, and I told you this several times, Kev, I said I am biased because I have daughters. So it has nothing to do with him. I can understand his stuff because I have daughters and I research this stuff. I don't think the average man give a damn about what women go through. I don't. I don't think men. I don't think that men. Hold on, wait. When have the last time men have stood up as a whole and like done something for women? They don't. So I can understand that. That's easy. Show me a time it happened.
Man, I mean, I'm getting ready to drop, but there's one thing that you said that was interesting, right? That I just want to kind of address because you said it before, and you said you admit that you're biased, and you admit that you're biased because you have daughters. Now, it's not enough to admit that you're biased. You have to mitigate your biases. Don't you agree?
No, when I say I'm biased, what I mean by when I say I'm biased, right? Because
I know what it means, man.
Hold on, no. Everybody, once again, we have seen that people use definitions different. So I told Kev that I deal. Hold on, Kev. Hold on, wait. Now, what I'm saying is I'm standing on it. I told Kev this the other day. I deal with people based upon what they think the definition is, and I deal with them according to what they think the definition is. So I'm standing on this. So when I said I'm biased, I think that as far as the average man, I have more research when it comes to things that women go through because I have daughters and I actively research these things. I don't think the average man give a damn that what women go through. So I am biased with that because I feel like they're just talking out their neck.
And there's nothing wrong to say that you bias if your prioritization is around those that are closest to you, i.e. your children. And I also only have daughters. So, while I understand that men go through shit, that's not my concern right now. My concern is making sure that my daughters, as they grow up and become women, that they're not mistreated in this world, as any father or parent would do for their child. So I don't understand why y'all
put it this way though,
for Sean when he say that.
Yeah, I think I would say on my end though because I don't know what Sean identified himself as though, but I know we both into the Bible, right? That he supported. He supported, but he messed with a guy that don't believe in God or anything that actually bashes people more than try to uplift people. I mean, his whole platform is based off of it. And I'm with me, right? Because I'm a believer, I try to be. Now that's where balance come in at, right? I try to stay away from both of them. I say both of them is wrong. I can call out, on it because that's what I tend to do. I mean, that's what I do as a believer, right? And that's where it hurts my head because I be trying to wonder, like, if you're a believer, how do you support certain things and not see where the what's the thing? See where the not the word hurt, the danger of certain people can be. Well, how can you not at least spot out a couple things? You know what I'm saying? Because I don't support neither one. That's all I'm getting to about that. If it's a man talking down on women all day, I'm not messing with it. I'm gonna talk down on. If it's a man, it's a woman talking on men all day. I don't support stuff like that. So that's just me though. And I can call anybody out if you a friend or not. I'm like, that's not right. I'm gonna at least say that's not right because of what I stand and believe on.
But Kev, you can't expect other people to behave the way you behave, right? Like I can't expect me from other people, right? Like I see and process things a certain way. Like I admire Sean's loyalty, regardless of whatever information is being presented. He's going to stay loyal. So I admire that.
Man, be loyal to God. F a human being.
No,
that's the thing.
I understand. Hold on. Let me land with this. Let me just say this. I would just say this. At the end of the day, sometimes you can chew the meat and spit out the bones. That's all I'm gonna say. I hear what you're saying about the Bible and God, and I rock with you 100% on that. But sometimes you can chew the meat and spit out the bones.
I'm not gonna lie. If you my homie, or you call yourself my homie, and you're not as loyal as Sean is to the goofy nigga, you ain't my homie for real.
Quit that,
dog. You also gotta understand this. You gotta understand this, Kev. Y'all could believe, y'all could have the same religion, right? Same belief system as far as religion, though, right? And yet at the same time, you could still believe in two different fucking things.
Hey, it's actually a little different.
Because it's a belief. Hold on, because it's a belief. Yeah, it may be a little different because again, y'all can both read the Bible. Y'all can both be followers of Christ. yet y'all can still believe in two different things because a belief system, things that you believe in are subjective. It's a belief. These things can
But
change, these things can increase, they can multiply,
don't fall.
that shit is random. So it's like feelings and thoughts and shit like that. So you can't be mad, or you could be upset or disappointed, but you really, again, it goes back to what I said
But
before.
one thing we
Hey,
can do, and I like what you said though. I do agree with that part though.
Like we can't control that shit.
But one thing we can't play with is that when we know right from wrong, especially if we reading the same exact thing. And the fact that
I
you,
agree with that.
yeah,
I
yeah,
agree
that's
with
what I'm
that.
about to
Yet,
get to.
based on what a person believes, they may not see what they doing is
Yeah,
wrong.
I can hold
They
them
may,
accountable. I can hold them
they may.
accountable from that point.
You got to remember, people gonna justify they shit in their own eyes. They gonna see what they like. Oh, I'm right in this, and you can't tell me I'm wrong. And technically speaking, you can't tell them they wrong because they do feel like they're right in that
And then I'm gonna
situation.
bring the book up again. Like,
hey,
no,
hey,
you
hold on,
can't
hold on,
change
hold
it
on,
because of what
hold
you
on.
feel.
Hey,
That's what I'm gonna
hold
say.
on.
You right.
Hey, hold on. Watch this here. Hold on. Let's hold on. Look at me. Now, that's why I think maybe, and I'm gonna be real when I say this. I believe at this point in time, I have to align with people that are unbelievers more than believers. I'm gonna tell you why. Because it's believers that's going around saying you should have some smorgasbords, right? Most of the things that we going against,
What?
yes, it is. It's mostly these so-called Christian people are saying that you should have these smorgasbords. That's Christians. It ain't no atheist people pushing all this stuff for the most part. It's
I
mainly
don't know about that, Sean.
yes,
I don't know
yes.
about
Yeah, I'm
that
about
one.
to
You
say.
might,
I think
Yep.
you trying too
yeah,
hard
you
with
might
that
got
one.
that
No,
one a little
hold
bit
on, hold on.
backwards.
Let me finish.
I don't
Hold on.
carry a
Let me
belief
finish. Hold on.
system.
Let me finish. Let
That
me
shit
finish.
is complicated.
Once again, my viewpoint, right? So I could agree. That's hold on. That's when it's bad, right? Here's where I'm saying I could. This how bad it is for me. That the fact that I want to, because we have Bible talk all the time over here on Kale Panel. I want to align with believers, but even when I talk to believers on this panel, we have different beliefs of what the Bible means, and we be going arguing back and forth. I'm like, damn, how the hell they don't see what I see in the book? So if I can have a disagreements with them and still rock with them, I can have disagreements with this person that's an unbeliever. Because the same way I look at him as an unbeliever, I look at them as an unbeliever, even though they believe, because they don't believe what the book say, in my opinion. So to me, I think if you don't read the book for what it says and you add shit in it, you're the same as an atheist to me because you're not taking it for what it says. So I look at
So
them the same in my world.
okay, so it's okay. So I'll ask this: is it better to believe something or know something?
I'm gonna say no.
No, I'm asking, is it better to believe something or know something? It's better to
To
know
know,
something,
I
right?
say no something.
Okay,
Yes, know
it's
something.
better to know something. Okay, so understand what you said. If it is more better to know something, that contradicts you believing in something so hard. Because you want to know something. If you know something, you can't believe in something you know. Because when you know it, there's no convincing of nothing else. There's people who went from being Christian to Muslim, Muslim to Christian, from both parties to Hebrew Israelite. Look how these belief systems rapidly change based on what they were reading. It's a belief right there. Yet when you know something, all that becomes nullified. So I understand what you're saying, but if you're trying to convince somebody of a belief, you're gonna have a hard time doing so.
Hold on, and I like what you just said. Right now, I can't choose. Now, I can't prove I know. Right. Let me tell you why I can't prove I know.
Right. I was about to say I can't do
Yeah,
that
yeah.
either.
It's certain things that happen. It's certain. The reason I'm standing firm on the stuff I'm standing firm on now is the things that I do know. These are things that I do know, and the things that if I say God done for me, other people may look at it like, okay, this nigga lying, or there's no way they could be true. Ain't no such thing as no God. I can't prove the what I know, but I can prove the what I believe because there's a book that back up that, right? But as far as what I
Well, you
Hmm.
know,
can
I
prove
can't
God
prove
is
that.
real. You can for sure
Yes,
prove that motherfucker's real.
hold on, not to people. I don't believe I could prove that outside of anyone except myself. I can't because somebody walk and journey is different than mine.
No, no, no,
I
no.
don't believe you can do
You're not
that.
understanding. This is how I could prove to you God is real. The planet only produces a positive factor. It produces protein. Majority of people, especially melanated people, carry the Rh positive factor. That's when you have protein on your red blood cells, right? Now, if you decide whether what scripture you read from, they tell you that angels decided to lust for the daughters of man, they bore children, took wives. Boom. They said that shit happened before the flood and after the flood. Understand that bloodline never ends. You also have something that is identical to the bloodline that the planet produces itself. It's the Rh negative factor that does not have protein on its blood cells. It is not receiving that. It does not grow that. Yet it is known as a universal bloodline that we know that is not stemmed from Earth. Those are two factors to take into accountability. The number one thing you should look at, Darwin didn't know shit, yet that motherfucker had a theory. And he pointed out something very important. There is something missing in our genetic, there is something added to us that boosted us into what we are today. Something happened to us and we're not aware of this situation. In your genetic foundation, if you study DNA and you look into it real heavy, you can find your DNA that traces back to God himself because it literally doesn't belong in you. We did not evolve. There was something that happened that interferes. And yet, because people don't understand how this shit truly works, mind you, and look, they become just like us, bearing the knowledge of good and evil. Right. So if we know that we become like you, everything that we are capable of doing, it is safe to say that you have done. So the science, the history, the knowledge, the destruction, the passion, the good and the bad. And thus God tells you, I'm the Alpha and the Omega, I'm the good and the bad, I'm the beginning and the end. That is what the fuck we do. So you can prove that he is very real. You just believe into something different.
I just don't have that knowledge that you have yet, and I can admit that, right? So I don't speak on
Understandable.
that I don't
Never
know.
mind
So
then.
what you just said is that's information that I didn't know. Now I'm still gonna believe it for now because I don't know. But if I do some research on it, then it'll be a point of me knowing. But I don't speak on nothing that I don't know.
Touche. I'll give you that. Okay. All right.
Go ahead, Big Wall. Go ahead, Big Wall. You're an atheist, man. Hey, Kev, you should kick him out the panel, Kev. He's an unbeliever, Kev. You can't be having him in our circle.
I'm a
Wow,
what?
you gonna pander to Kev like that?
Yeah, not the
Yeah,
pandering.
because I'm not a Christian either. I don't even care religion. I'm not atheist. Like, but damn.
I ain't no atheist, but I feel like I'm more curious about the comment you made earlier before everything imploded about you don't believe that men sacrifice their lives or defend black women. I wanna talk about that more. I'd like to see that conversation get expanded.
Okay, cool. From what my research, right? From what I hear echo, it's an echo. Okay, cool. Yeah, there you go. Okay. From my understanding, am I still hear that shit? Hold on. Okay, maybe it's me. Okay, from my understanding is I have not, like, as far as men in general as a whole, right? And we go to black men if you want to, we can. So let's go with black men in general. It's not a time as a whole that for the most part we have protected black women. And I know what we're gonna say is, well, they gotta follow, you know what I'm saying, or they have to submit in order for us to protect, right? So I understand it, but I'm just saying as a whole, we protect, right? So I understand it, but I'm just saying as a whole, we have not done anything to protect black women. As a whole, as black men in America, we haven't done anything to push forward our community since Malcolm X and Martin Luther King and all those people. So as a whole, we have done a horrible job as far as leading our community. And in the last 20 years, when it comes to big movements and all of those things, it have been led by women that's been trying to push forward the things in the black community. It haven't been led by men. That's not my opinion. Those are facts. And if you got anything to back that up and say that I'm lying, I'll be open to hearing it.
I could
Yet
believe it.
I'm
That's
not.
why.
I'm
That's
not
why
gonna. I'm
everything
not
is
gonna
accepted
call you a
today.
lie. I'm not gonna call you a lie. Yet I will ask this: what have black women led for black anything direction for black men to be more successful or to not be badgered?
Okay, that's good. That's a
What
good
if
ass
they
question.
what? But mind you, they pushed everything for them, and we help push, and we will support that because I've seen black men get out there and support black women and anything that they damn near wanted. It's been a yet lately it's been a hell of a upsetting that balance. Yet it was there at one point in time heavily. Yet when have they supported us in the same sense?
Okay, that's a good ass question. Now,
What
is something that's something that'll benefit us directly? Never, in my opinion. But I think that what women do in general is they look for things that'll benefit both, and then it benefits us at the same time. Like things that benefit women have benefited us also. So they look out for what's best for both. And I
can you
think
give me one? Can you give me one thing?
as far as what no,
What
I'm talking
else?
about even with the protesting and stuff with women was like the Black Lives Matter, right? That was men getting harmed by black men, unarmed black men getting harmed by police officers, right? So that had nothing to do with women really getting unarmed by police officers. That was with men, and women was back, and women led that organization. So that was something directed to us, but I also think that we're
That was
also
Black Lives
also
Matter
doing
wasn't
that.
it? It
Hold
was
on, filter.
directed for the black community in a whole.
Say it again. I ain't hear you. Say it again.
Black Lives Matter was directed towards the black community in a whole. Because mind
They,
you, they pulled up black women that was attacked by the Johnnies. They pulled up black children that was attacked by the Johnnies, and
They
they
was
pulled up
using
black
that
men that
George
was
Floyd
attacked
thing
by
as
the
the main
Johnnies.
staple.
And they used the George Floyd as the catalyst
What
for it.
the fuck?
hold on,
So
whoa. I thought
again,
Black
but
Lives
that
Matter was
move
around when
no,
hold on. I
now hold
thought
on. And on top
No,
of that, the majority supporters of that movement, and you can look it up, the majority supporters of that movement, because it was purchased by them motherfuckers, was the Caucasians.
I thought Black Lives Matter was formed after Trayvon Martin, not George Floyd.
No, that was
No,
after.
it was
Yes,
formed
it
around the
was.
time. It was formed around the time of Trayvon Martin. Yes,
No, it
Yeah.
was
Okay.
after
George
because
Okay.
I was down here.
George
None of that shit
George
was a thing
Floyd
down here.
George. No, it
It
wasn't a thing
was.
down there. That doesn't mean it
No,
wasn't
it
formed,
wasn't.
sir. Oh, hold on. Just because it wasn't a thing down there, that does not mean it wasn't formed. It was formed around the time of that little boy's passing. Yet when George Floyd passed, he became the catalyst for it. So it became like a national nation thing. It was a perfect excuse to set a wildfire to it. Yet remember, it was also purchased by
Yeah,
someone
like
else
some
under
white
their
man.
control. Exactly. So again, when I asked this, that was when it first started. Yes, it was a thing not just for black men, but yet for black people in a whole. Black men
My,
and black women supported that. A lot of people did. Yet, give me one thing that black women have supported to where it
there
benefited
isn't.
both of us.
Oh, my bad. You said it both.
Yeah, or just us. Both of us are just us.
Okay, well, I gave you one, but you disagree, so I have to accept it, right? So my question to you, since I accept that, is what have and I switched that around. What have black men done that
But
benefited
you said
both?
earlier it's not proper to
Don't
answer a
answer a
question
question with a
with a question.
question.
Hold
So
on.
you
You
can't do
told
Hold
me
that.
on,
that.
wait, hold on. No filter. Let me talk to you first. No filter. I just admitted, right? When I gave you one, you said that wasn't good enough, so I accept that. At that point, that's all I had. I accept that, right? Because that's of the newest times. That's all I have. So I accept that. I don't know anything else outside of that. So what do you mean? Ask the question with a question.
Oh, all right, so I'll give you that. You accepted that, so you have no answer, no rebuttal. So I guess, all right, go ahead. So now you have a question.
So yeah, thank you. Okay, so my next one would be is how come? Okay, what have black men? It's pretty much the same question you asked, but just in reverse. What have black men done as a whole that benefited both? You could give me past times or even recent times.
Past time or recent times, Martin Luther King, the Million Man March benefited black women and black men. When black men decided to fight in the Civil War for freedom, that benefited black women and black men, because mind you, women didn't fight in that war. When Malcolm X decided to do what he did, and he stood in his movement, and then stood against the Nation of Islam because of how that man was dealing with black women. He stood for black women at that point, and nobody recognized that. That is three different examples. Huey P. Newton stood there and said, "What y'all not gonna do is harm and antagonize and target our black women, nor our black boys, nor these black men in our black community." So that's four examples that black men have stood up
Boy,
not just
know
for
his
themselves,
shit,
but
boy.
yet for black women. And there's more, but that's four examples that black men, not only stood up for themselves, but yet they stood up for black women and the community as a whole at a point in time. You said give examples; those are all
Okay,
past
okay,
examples because there is no recent future example, no
okay, cool.
recent present example. I'll say.
Okay, cool. I accept that also, right? Let's go. Now, see, now one, if I'm wrong about something, I could admit it. See what I'm saying? So let's say I accept that, right? So what you proven is neither party have done nothing since of time. Even when you go back to your time, because that's at least 50 years, at least. What you're talking about, at least 40 or 50 years. So even in that time, right, when black men had the right to vote, since we're talking at that time, did they fight for black women to get their vote at the same time? Yes or no?
Yes, they did because they vote mattered just as much as ours. Understand? We were all when they said niggas can't vote. That meant niggas can't vote in a whole. So they didn't mean the man, nigga, and the woman, nigga. No, the nigga's the nigga. And we said you niggas can't vote. So when we fought for all of us. We didn't
So
just
for
fight
my,
for ourselves.
so
But
for my,
mind you, our male black leaders got knocked off
So for
fast.
my research, I thought the feminist movement is what got the women to gather up, and then the
And yet
white,
the
because we always
feminist
say the
movement,
feminist movement is the white people movement. I always hear men say that.
it was for them. And you have to understand why. Domestic violence, when they talk about that shit, they wasn't coming for no niggas. They didn't care about our community. It was them women who was getting their ass whooped on a 9 to 5. It was them women who had to suffer under the rule of they man like he was their king and they was the peasant. It was them women who was they needed the support and black women needed rights. As women, they needed rights. It wasn't initially, they did support the wrong movement yet, but that movement gave them a level of rights that they initially needed. Because as niggas, they wasn't truly getting the full rights. Like we wasn't. Yet we had a little bit more than them because they were still women. So they did jump on a bandwagon that wasn't for them because they needed a level of rights. Or they felt like they needed them level of rights that
The
them women
actual
had,
lady
not
that
knowing
started
them women are at home getting their ass whooped. Bad.
the feminine movement, I think she worked with the government at the time. Her name is Stacy Cable something. I forgot her last name. She's an actual real person.
Hey, let me get Native in. I seen he had made a comment down there, so I let him up. You said he said he
And I'm not saying it didn't. I'm not saying black men didn't do it. I'm saying when that movement was caused, it was caused by Caucasian women in the Johnnies popping up to their house because they husband and whipped their ass. And it was just so many reports that they had made. So if you go back and you do the research, you will see who's making the reports at home, getting their ass whipped, and they don't have rights, and who's really complaining. Because when Caucasian people, when they said this is these are Caucasian fountains, and them is black fountains, they meant that shit. The black woman and the black man were both Negroes.
So you don't think
They
that's
were
a
not
problem?
separated
You
in their
don't think that's a
class.
problem in 40 years that black men, if we're the leaders, right? And you have to understand my perspective. I'm 39. So in my 39
That's the
years,
last question, man. Y'all gonna go back
yeah,
and
no, it's
forth.
not no question. Just a statement at this point. In my 39 years, I haven't seen it. And it's been over 50 years since black men as a whole have led anything for the community, right? So
I
when I
agree.
come with my perspective, that's all I know from my lifetime, my life experience of 39 years, almost 40. And that was like 50, 60 years ago that you're talking about, which is actually true.
And I'm not disagreeing. That's a very long time ago. Like I said, all them
I
leaders I
got you. I
spoke
got you.
on have been knocked off. They stated Malcolm X. That's too much power for one black man. They understood what the damage can be done to their system. We got to get rid of him. Martin Luther King, nigga, your dream got you knocked. Don't have another one, or you will never have another one. Huey P. Newton, you said too much and you stood up too much. You need to sit your ass down.
Mm. All
So
right.
it's that sense of if you stand up too much and you speak too much as a black man, there's a possibility they may put a slug in your ass.
Or get canceled.
So who want to get a slug in their ass?
All right.
That's some spooky
Black
shit. I love
men
God,
who
but I
love
ain't
their
trying to go
community.
see him like that.
Black men who love their community. You would. I told Kev, go ahead, my bad. Go ahead, Kev. I offer to dive in the story. Go ahead.
I think Native wanted to have a response, and then I'm gonna get Lou in, and then get different. And after that, cause I ain't see them talking. Names, Dexter, you still there? Uh, she probably fell asleep. All right, go ahead, Native. I think you said something in there that you was.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm still trying to understand the prompt, but no, I was just commenting about the feminist movement, because I kind of think people don't really have an honest conversation about it. But I'm not sure if that's the topic of discussion, so I'm still trying to read the prompt and understand. I'm still trying to get a tone for what the conversation is about.
Okay, we could just no. They was talking about that. They had their own little thing though. I guess we don't want to re-spark that back up because that's gonna be a long thing.
Not really. Hey, free vibes. I agree with you in the comment. He said that just speaks on why black men are blaming women. Women now, most of blacks men carry that fear. I agree. Most black men carry that fear of yeah.
My thing is, I wanted to ask Sean is the fact that why is it that and it's no shot to you or the other dude, but it seems
Disrespect, man.
like
I'm
I
cool. Yeah,
understand
yeah,
why
I'm
you
cool.
so friends with him. Because me personally, I think I asked you this earlier. If both sides have their own issues, both of y'all making the bigger issue even worse when nobody's want to sit at the table and acknowledge that, okay, we both have issues, but the bigger picture is this. Let's come together, acknowledge the bigger picture, and put the little bit of energy that we have and the resources that we have, let's put it towards the bigger picture, because when the bigger picture gets solved, both our issues will be solved. To hear, because you seem like a very intelligent black man, to hear that your vocal point is only towards one gender and not the bigger picture, you're no better than when women come on this app and sit on here 24 hours, no matter how intelligent they are, how many degrees they have, and all they do all day is complain and cry, point fingers, and acknowledge that, damn, this is what we go through, and men are the problem. You feel me? You're no better than them because it's taken away from the bigger picture that can be solved. Why are we not talking about coming together as a community? Why are we not talking about, you know what, you went through stuff, I went through stuff, let's do something about it. We've been crying about the same damn thing since Martin Luther King passed away and X passed away. What is we doing? We do more, and you're 30. Like, I feel like 60 and down, all y'all been doing since y'all talk about the younger generation so much, all y'all do just as bad as the younger generation is whine and worry about yourself.
Yo, can I say something to that? Like, yeah, brother, I hear where you coming from and everything, but me as a black man, especially from this country, I feel like men, we really do. The ball is in our court right now. And the reason I say that, I'm not excusing anything that women do. One, I feel like it takes a woman to hold a woman accountable for a lot of ways. But, oh shit,
I did
my
a
fault.
live
But
on that yesterday.
yeah. But then secondly, this is my point. We got aunts, sisters, grandmothers, all that other stuff right now. I'm not even talking about online. We can go to their house right now if we're down and out, need a meal, need something. So I'm not gonna lie, like when we really look at it, yeah, they got their issues, but they've been holding it down for how long? Even now, like what more are they supposed to do? I understand the child support arguments. I do. I'm not excusing none of that. But as men, we see that women listen to what we saying. Like I got a couple of females right now. I can literally call them. They're gonna pull up in their car, buy me food, do all this other stuff. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I could now either take that female and just spin her around, you know what I'm saying? Just because I know she likes me, she like being around me. Or even if I don't like her that much, I can play my role as a man and at least see how I can upgrade her as a woman, rather that's her mentality or something. And that's just going to make the world better, period. Because at this point, women have been holding it down for us for so long. What needs to be said about them? They know what they need to do. They've been holding it down, taking that pressure, and then still coming up on top, being the most educated. And like I said, I'm not excusing what they need to do, but for us to draw attention to that issue, we don't really know what they have to do to fix it for real. They're the ones that know, but they've already proven that they kind of know what to do. But I know that a wise man helps women much more than a man that's just picking at them.
My only thing is to you
Hey,
is
hold on,
I
hold on,
heard a
hold on,
comment
hold on.
about
Love, I think it's Lou Dub or Dob. I want to say his name wrong. I think he was next. He been trying to get in.
Greetings, the panel, to the host. This is what I want to share, okay? So when you look at how you want to break a culture, you want to break a nation, you don't start with breaking the man, you start with breaking the woman. You embarrass the man so she loses faith in the man. Now, I'm old enough to remember when Donna Hughes, Sally Jesse Raphael, Geraldo, all of them. I know that sound old. Some of y'all probably don't even know what daytime that stuff is. But
Fuck
these
no, you old
shows,
as shit, big dog, because you named some shit I ain't never heard.
that's okay. I remember Jet Magazine when the Beauty of the Week and all
Okay,
of
no,
that too,
I remember
right?
Jet Magazine, but I was a
Okay,
kid. I was
all right.
hella young.
So feel me on this. I remember being a young man back then. All I got is sisters. My first child is a daughter, right? So I have no animosity against women at all. But I remember when this agenda pushed out. And the agenda was right about in the 80s. It started like in the 70s. But right about the 80s, they really start industrializing the inner cities. You know, Grandpa used to get that job at General Motors, at Ford, or one of them places. He could have a high school degree. He can go out and work. He got property. He sent his kids to do, you know. Grandpa was the man with that one job and his high school degree. They took them jobs, moved them out to the country area where nobody could get them. All of a sudden, they started incentivizing a whole thing that I grew up through. And then soon as they started incentivizing that, they put them little white rocks in our neighborhood. You know what we're talking about, right? So the whole thing is this. It's not about dismissing or blaming our sisters. But my sisters, you took the bait like we took the bait. The difference is this. When we took the bait, we went to prison. We got removed from the homes. We got removed from the houses. So we don't have the level of influence. Most of the men right now on this panel, if take us back to high school, take us back to school. You tell your mama somebody picking on you, the answer she give you is going to get you bullied the rest of the year. You better go slap somebody. You better go touch that. You better go do something. And then deal with the consequences when you get home. Because that's the way it's going to go. So what we're saying is this. There's a way that women handle things. There's a way that men handle things. And because the man has been removed from the home, we have a lot of young males. They're not men. They're figuring it out because social media has a lot of men talking now. And the young men are like, wait a minute, what? I'm supposed to do what? Hold on, why would I talk this? There's a lot of resentment towards our sisters because our sisters have been incentivized to work against the family unit. They didn't know it because they were in survival mode. Why? Because we allowed ourselves to get picked off, so they was able to pick them off. So we have a couple of generations where we both have messed up. We don't need to blame each other. But what we're not going to do is not acknowledge our faults. That's the problem.
Okay.
The men need to acknowledge their faults. The women need to acknowledge their faults. And then we can move forward.
I have a question.
All right, now hold on real quick before you ask your question. All right. Food stamps was issued in the 70s. The white rock that you get from Lowe's was issued in the between the early and mid 80s. So before they decided to capitalize on that because they had the advantage, when they offered those food stamps to women, there was an agreement in play, and it said that the man cannot be in the home. A lot of women at that point in time, they have documentaries on this that you guys can go research and look up for yourselves. You can go look all this shit up. A lot of women would admit, I don't need the man in the home. I could do this by myself. I'm gonna get the county money. I'm gonna get the food stamps. You have women that would literally have kids every few years just to make sure they get some food stamps and some county money.
It's not true.
So, no, it is very true, and you can
It's
look it
not.
up. It's not about how you feel,
It's
because when
not.
I look, I know again, you can look it up. There's more Caucasian people in the county than there's more Black people in the county.
I'll let you
There's more
finish.
Caucasian people there's more Caucasian women on the county than there's more Black women on the county. I'm saying how it was used, and again, you can go look it up. There's Black women saying that they don't need the man in the home. Not saying that they all did this. I'm saying that there's a class of women who did do it.
Hey,
And when
if
you
it's
have a
more of
class of
them,
women who
wouldn't that be
do
rightfully
something like
so?
that, you said
If it's more of them, then it's only right that they'll have a higher percentage, right? It's more of them, right?
it's only right that they have a higher percentage. So yes, that is a true statement. Now, when it comes down to having things, I didn't know this for a very long time. It took me to come out here and discover some new shit. In Denver, Colorado, all the way from Park Hill, all the way to damn near downtown, all the way to First Street, the Cherry Creek area was a Black-owned neighborhood. Everyone, I mean, Black owned, everything Black owned, Black businesses, the streets was Black owned, the homes was Black owned, the business in the area was Black owned, the whole fucking neighborhood was full of Black people. And do you want to know what they did at the beginning of the mid 2000s? They sold this shit. They sold it for a pretty fucking penny. And the Caucasian people out here moved their ass all the way out to an area that they decided to build up called Montbello and Green Valley Ranch. Now, these houses are made a piece of shit over there, but yet the houses that they sold were brick houses, concrete houses, houses that had a level of value today. Right now, if you look them up, these are $1 million homes that sit in a basic ass neighborhood. And Black people had the prized possession and sold it. Majority of the sellers of these homes, ironically enough, were Black women, because at a point in time, they end up being the retainers of the homes in these areas. So it's not blaming them. It's saying that people do make a level of mistakes. And when it comes down to Black men, winos were introduced early on because that's always been a thing in the Black community for whatever reason. Alcoholics. And then when they introduced the Lowe's Rock, then it became a fucking pandemic. And it didn't just affect Black men, but it affected Black women as well as Black children. So that spread it through our whole community, not just the men. So
Right.
you could say what you feel is not true. But if you do the research, it's all sitting there for us to look at.
That is
We
a
just don't want to read the shit.
Sir, I've
It's a
done.
lot of shit, but I be bored. I be bored. I go get me a zip and I need something to read. Like I need
Right.
something
Yeah.
to do
So
when I'm sleepy.
I'm familiar with what you're talking about. And when you
Okay,
talk about
so all right, cool.
documentaries, so when you talk about documentaries, there's actually a 3-part documentary that CBS did in 1969, 1975, and then 1989. They conducted this 3-part study
I know what you're talking
for a
about.
documentary. I think it was in like Chicago or something.
Yep.
And the
It
common
was
thing,
Chicago, New York, and Los Angeles.
right. So the common thing among what the women were saying when they were being interviewed, specifically in 1969, it was that the men were having children with the kids and they were just leaving. I think we have an issue with having a true conversation about what actually took place back then. Instead of making people feel better, we're not talking about what actually happened. We always say that women chose welfare over the man. The man was never there. It makes
No, I'm
no
not. I didn't
sense.
say that.
It
I
makes
said
no sense. It
there was a
makes wait.
class
Just let
of
me
women.
finish. It makes
Go
no
ahead.
sense for a woman to pick being in poverty with her children versus having a joint income with another man. Like that doesn't even make sense on the surface. So what does make more sense is that they're opting in for resources because what's prime out for them is to take care of their children. Like, what is the point of having someone in a home if it's just another mouth to feed? Or if they were never there? Like these women aren't choosing to be in poverty. And anyone who subscribes to this idea that the black woman chose welfare, that's just making yourself feel better as a black man where you're not being honest.
If you're taking
Cool, my
welfare,
brother.
that's literally living in poverty at that point because welfare don't promote nothing but poverty at
Correct.
that point. Okay, so, and like I stated before, I'm not saying all black women decided to do it. Yet you
Mhm.
have a class of black women who said, I don't need the man in the home. He can see his kids, but I don't need him in the home. The county gonna do all it in X, Y, and Z. So we know there was a group of women who didn't do that, and there's a class of women who did do that. Yet the class of women who
Why
did
do you
do
think they're
that,
saying
friend,
they
like
don't need them in a home? Why do you think they're saying that?
them women admitted, if you watch the full documentary, because you said
Yeah.
you did, it's a 3-part series. If you watch
Mhm.
the full documentary, them women said that when the woman asked, are the man good fathers? She said, yeah. But the county gonna take care of everything I need. They gonna give me the money, they gonna give me the food stamps. He work a job and that's cool. But he can't support everything. So they chose that at that point in time after choosing to have a baby with that
So
man.
what does he can't support everything mean?
Okay, he couldn't do everything that she felt like a man should be
He
doing.
couldn't feed
Whatever
the
that.
kids, bro.
Okay, no, stop.
No, the
That
kids
man
weren't
had a
starving.
job. It's in the like they wasn't starving. It was the
Oh,
fact that
they
the
talk
lifestyle
black
that she
for
wanted, what they promoted at the time. You have to remember what was being promoted at that time too. Everything that was being promoted was you should leave your man and you move into and you if you go through the magazines around that time, the promotion was women leaving their man, moving into some like an upscale apartment downtown and living a single independent women life with a good ass job, a career, go to school, get that shit was being promoted at a high rate. And
Independence, yes.
yes, that you guys forget. You're overlooking that. So a lot of these black women did seek a level of independence because that's what Caucasian women would constantly promote into our community. So and it was hard for a black woman to get that idea job and that degree because at that time, black people are still being discriminated against on a level. We're not going to say we're not. There was still a level of discrimination there. So they had to climb a ladder. So to seek that level of independence, if the county going to give me some money and they going to give me some food stuff, then no, this man cannot support what I want to do.
when y'all get a chance, go look up the NCAA. It's an article where the NCAA made black figures since the 80s, like Oprah Winfrey, make a public apology about pushing the narratives about black men either not being in their child's lives or black men not taking care of their kids or stepping up to take care of the kids. Because that's one of the figures for a long time in Hollywood, pushing the narrative in on incorrect information. This is public. You can look it up. NCAA made her publicly apologize for spreading misinformation about the black community, about the black man, either one, not stepping up to take care of his kids, or the black man not trying to attempt to take care of his kids since the 80s. And they made her publicly apologize. And the facts came out that when it comes to black men in America, we outlead every other nationality in America by a giant gap. When it comes to black men take care of their kids, when it comes to black men being in the household,
No,
this narrative about black men not take care of kids
you're
been an
misinterpreting the
agenda that
study.
been pushed for a long time.
You're misinterpreting the study, bro.
Please look up the NCAA, how they made
Right.
Oprah Winfrey
So the
speak.
study you're referring to is a study
It's
that
not a
was
study. This
so
is the
the
NCAA
okay.
making her
The
apologize.
self-reporting polling that you're
This is coming from the government.
that you're citing.
Oh, y'all, hold on real quick, y'all. What the heck happened to my mod?
He
I
been
could have
right.
sworn I told one of my mods I just got back.
You did, and he
I
left.
told
He
him
just
that
left, man.
nigga. I told that. And I came back in time. My baby here in the way. Go. Oh dang. I don't know if you know the deal, Filter. You in my baby spot. You gotta move spots.
Hey, native,
But
native.
but real quick, where y'all was at though? What we talking about?
About black man not being in the kids' lives and this fake narrative that I ain't
Not
gonna lie.
fake.
I was just telling Sean this. No native black. I'm not saying that this might be you 100%, but just like I see a lot of women on here that are black or claim black, the Afro Latina or whatever, that claim black or cosplay as black, that pumps out self hatred on their side or their gender. I believe there's a lot of men and you kind of give me that energy when it
Hey,
comes
big,
to
well, real
self-hatred
quick.
of black men and
Right.
force, even if I told you or I showed you 100% proof what you're saying is incorrect, there's niggas on here like y'all niggas just want to side with women so bad, like it's gonna give y'all unlimited potential of pussy that, you know what, black men don't like their kids.
I
Black men,
think,
it's
or
impossible.
Hold
No,
on,
black
native.
men
Hold on,
don't do
native. I
this.
got an
What?
important question real quick to Wo. Hey, Wo. Now, when you say identify as black, what does it like? Okay, so I just want to make sure I word this right because um, they got what? How much black they needed him to be black?
So
Man,
you have these people that be like, you have people that be like, either they date into blackness, or they have a black baby, or you feel me, they found out one of their great step cousins slept with a black woman in 18 BC, and they found out they 30% black, so they feel like now they can speak on
So
the
what? So
culture
what about
when
them?
it
Right? So
benefits them.
what about them biracial niggas?
let me, if I can, I just want to throw
Hold on,
this in
real
there
quick.
real
I just
quick.
want to know what about them biracial niggas?
No,
Can
because
they?
My,
Is that
that's what I'm about to answer. Because
okay?
here's the thing: when we start talking about who are us, my whole thing is we're not talking about skin complexion. We're talking about who has dealt with the actual oppression. We're not talking about complexion. We're talking
Okay,
about oppression. Talking about complexion. We're talking
okay.
about oppression. We have of the what they call the Black Caucus. Most of them, if you look them up, they are not from here. Black Caucus. Most of them, if you look them up, they are not from here. They look like us, but they from somewhere else, and they siphoning resources to send it home. When you look like us, you fight for what we've went through. That's what I mean. So when we talk about blackness here on the continental U.S. or whatever, hey, if you ain't had this struggle, you need to shut up and sit down.
I
and
agree.
Okay, so I understand that, right? Yet when I've asked people that same question, they go straight to the genetic found. Everybody has a different answer, is what I'm saying. So that's why I asked, well, because I know your answer wasn't going to be the same as his answer. You're going to have two different answers, guaranteed. Go ahead. Well, what's your answer? 'Cause I know it's not like love, Lou. I mean,
I feel like it's a cultural aspect. It's an experience that I feel like we make it seem like it's cool, where that's why a lot of people that not black feel like they can cosplay as it, like it's like a field trip to Disneyland. You have that one girl. You have noticed how,
but that's
for
that's what I said
example,
because you brought up, it's like they got like a black, like they got some black in their family. Okay, so for the biracial people, are they not considered
if
a
you
part
have
of
to
the
pick and
culture?
choose when you're black, then you're not black. Is that good enough?
I don't think biracial people pick and
No, no, no,
choose
no,
their
no, no. You're not
blackness.
understanding how deep that situation I just gave you.
Explain
There
what you're
be them
stating.
individuals that be mixed, right? And I'm not
Hmm.
here to take away your blackness, but if you coasted throughout your whole life being Hispanic, or you say you're Hispanic first, but when something happens in the Hispanic community, now you need help. You have noticed how they never ask no other community for help. But the first one and the loudest one they want, or the most they want, is black people. No, you're not welcome. I don't care if your daddy's black. You're not welcome.
That's a whole different race. I'm just talking about, the biracial people that people talk about.
That
They say they
that's
not
what I'm
black.
saying. Being
Uh,
black is not something you put on. Being black is not something you think about. I'm born black. I'm black. I
okay,
can't
I see
turn
what
it
you're saying
off.
now.
I can't
Okay.
wake up and be like, I don't want to be black today. I'm black.
All right.
No matter how rich I am,
No,
no matter how broke I am, no matter who I am, I'm black. LeBron
no,
James is
I
worth almost $1
okay.
billion,
I
and he's
agree.
still
I
in the
agree
all
with that.
Caucasian community, still get
I agree
racist
with that.
slurs sprayed on his building. Why?
Cause I tell people no matter what the fuck I am, motherfucker, I wake up with black skin. I ain't never been called nothing but a nigga. And I don't think anybody gonna give a fuck what I mix with if they know. So I'm gonna still be a nigga in another nigga's eyes, and I'm gonna still be a nigga in these other people's eyes. So I understand what you're saying. All right, I just was curious to hear your answer.
I really don't like these niggas that be dating these other people, and they feel like they use the fact that they can use the black man or the black woman as basically a trampoline to come at black people. Well, I can say this because my wife is black. Well, I can think this because my man is black. Or I can say a racial slur because I have a black baby. No, you're not black. I don't care how many black hot dogs you take. I don't care how many black women. You done took the Dubai and back. You're not black. Stop it. You're not one of me, and you'll never be one of me.
I agree with that. I believe everybody should. I don't. I don't look at it as we should be segregated. Yet I do look at it as I'm not walking around using y'all terminologies on y'all. I don't walk up saying, "Hey, essay." I don't walk up using, "Hey, buddy." That's not my thing. It feel like that's looking like I'm mocking you. So when a person walks up me and they not of my, I would say my background, and they walk up on me and they like, "Oh, what's up, my nigga?" I'm like,
I'm
think
glad
we
you
got to
said
fight.
that. You seen that interview with OT Genesis when they was asking him, why do you feel okay to say black? He looked around. He was like, "Is there any black men here?"
That wasn't
He
OT
was like, "Cause
Genesis.
I
That
was
was
raised
Mexican.
black."
That
And
that
then he
was
said that
Mexican. That was
I wish a
Mexican
nigga would
OT.
say it.
That yeah, with Mexican OT, yeah, I've seen it.
That's
Everybody's seen it.
but we make them comfortable to even feel like that. What do you mean? I wish a nigga would make me stop
Okay,
saying.
so
What do
all
you
right,
mean
so
by
you
that?
all right, so I'm gonna ask this now. This ain't got nothing to do with black women. So as black men, because I know what I do when I get in contact with that shit. It always turns out to be the exact same results 9 times out of 10. Yet, so as black and people tell me I can't do that. So as black men, what should we do when it comes down to letting the motherfucker know? Because like somebody on here said, the ball is like the youngster said, the ball is in our court. I don't disagree with him with that one. The ball is in our court if you look at how things is playing out and how things is going. We really do have an advantage in this in society or in the system right now to say, as black men, we really ain't playing that shit, and we can really put our foot in somebody's ass if we're in the legal law limits to do so. We can really elevate. Why? Because again, it's a lot of energy and it's a lot of negative energy sitting on black women right now. So we do got a chance to stand up and do a level of correction. And the ones that's gonna follow is the ones that's gonna follow, and the ones that ain't is the ones that ain't. That's simple, right? So yet, what can we do as black men to give a level of correction just with a motherfucker not being cool with like, bro, don't say that shit around me without it resulting in the act of extreme violence? Because I solve 80% to 90% of my problems with violence, and it ain't never not worked. So I think it still works. Yet that's just me. That's some crazy shit. So without an act of violence, what can we do collectively?
I ain't gonna lie. Last time I told a cracker up to say nigga around me because he was from the hood. I got to fight with his ass. I ain't gonna lie to you. I be
Okay, so
ready to
that's an
fight.
act of violence. Anybody else got any other ideas that isn't going to
My
result in an
only
act of violence?
my only response to that is probably gonna be the answer for everything else too. But it's just we just gotta up our general living and take the next step in this country as black men to elevate. I mean, yeah, it might not directly address the issue, but when you stand up and who you truly are with your full presence, it stops a lot of things in their tracks, and that's what I do. So I can't. It's probably not might not work for everybody else, but like me, when it happens around me, like people I
How is
don't
that
know.
gonna stop them from saying nigga around me? How does that stop them from adjusting like, oh, what's up, my nigga? It's in the rap song.
Yeah, I was about to say what happens in my life. I mean, I can't speak on everybody else, but I live my life in a generally respectable way. So when I see a group of people, like let's say I'm on a bus or the train or whatever, and they doing it, if they right next to me, I literally just give them the look. And 9 times out of 10, they all get uncomfortable, and it stops right there. But I know that's not necessarily a realistic answer. But I know that just speaks to the pride I have in myself and the way I'm living my life on a daily. There's a certain power I carry that it kind of stops all of that in its tracks just in my environment. Like I don't know how to put that,
At
something that
least you,
everybody else can do,
I
but
respect it. At least you doing something about it.
You're doing something, and it's not an act of violence. I understand the look, so I get that because you can look at a person like, buddy, I'm not saying nothing, but this look is gonna tell you say that shit again, and we
I'm
gonna have
not
an
saying
issue.
it works every time because it's not something that's like, oh, that's what my goal is. But it's like, yo, like just knowing the history. I'm so immersed in my culture and who I am as a black man that it's like that it carries a certain weight. You know what I'm saying? And that I'm
Understand?
gonna be real, like that really works that way.
More peace
In
than
a regular
violence.
way,
I get
like
it.
just telling somebody like just to check it face value is gonna cause problems because 9 times out of 10, a lot of them want that reaction anyways. Like
All right,
once they see
so
you're offended or they, you know what I'm saying?
I have to agree with Woe, right? And the only reason why I have to agree with Woe because it's all I know. Literally, that's all I know. If a motherfucker, I've been locked up before, and I've had a person stand right next to me and say that shit, and I was on the phone call, and I said, "Hold on." I put the phone on my chest and looked at him. I said, "Don't say that shit." I said, "I'm gonna give you this warning this one time." I said, "It's only because I'm on the phone. And I don't want to stop my call." I said, "Don't you ever say that. I don't give a fuck who you talking. You talk to your mama, your daddy. You be talking to God. Don't you ever say that shit around me. You better say that shit in the room when you get mad or something outside of my ears."
But you know
So it
something?
normally turns out bad.
I hate to say this, and
Yeah,
I don't
that's
mean to
the
cut y'all,
thing.
bro, but the thing is y'all keep inviting these folks to the cookout.
I
You
agree.
understand?
Motherfuckers do invite everybody to the cookout. Ain't gonna be no black people there. It's gonna be everybody else.
Stay in that
And you
pussy
and you
ass
Yeah,
want to
nigga.
and you want
that's
to
what
know
I'm
something?
saying.
The one that's
Yeah.
married to the black men or the ones that married to the black women, they still gonna be them. Let's just say if they people rolled up on them and they was with you, who you think they gonna side with?
If they people, shit.
9 times out
Exactly.
of 10, they people.
Exactly.
Because they don't want to get, look,
Always stay
the
people.
question was asked a long time ago to them. If you could switch places with a black person, knowing what they go through, would you do it? Everybody in that room was quiet as fuck. So they're aware. That shows a
Hell
level of
no.
heightened awareness. Because that person asked me, could you switch places with a Caucasian? If you could switch places with a Caucasian person, what would you do for 24 hours? Break the fucking law all day. You have no idea. I would speed everywhere. I would jaywalk all across the highway. Like, fuck it. I'm cussing everybody out. Shut the fuck up. Don't talk to me, god damn it. Leave me the fuck
Did
alone.
you
You're in my fucking way. Like, I'm about to be
did you see the
speed
interview
everything.
where they interviewed that white lady and they asked her would white women ever change or ever go against their white men? And that woman said, even though we know they wrong and they ain't shit, we would never go against them.
I know who you talking about.
But
It was like an old white lady.
yeah, you saw that?
Yeah, I seen that shit.
Now ask our woman the same thing and see what happens.
Niggas ain't shit. Fuck niggas.
So
Message.
it's not
Yeah, but our
saying
situation is different though. Our
our
situation is
situation
way
is an
different.
oppressed situation. So
No, it's
we're
Yeah,
not.
fighting.
our,
No,
No,
we
it's
we got
not.
broken down. As black men, we
Listen,
got broken down,
listen.
so we still trying to find our
No,
own
we didn't.
identity.
No,
We can't.
nah, don't. I'm not finna let you even leave with that bullshit. We did not get broken down.
explain how we did it then.
Understand that. And then let me say this. I'm gonna go back a little bit. For the
Let's hear
women,
it.
the black women who say black men never protected them, if with what we were going through back in the day, we did protect them. And there was a reason why a lot of our men ended up being strange fruit. Or we had to run up north. Ain't no one black man finna fight 6, 7 white men. You know what the outcome was gonna be if he tried to. So we wasn't no punks back in the day.
We're not
We
saying
just
that,
didn't have the
OG.
numbers.
So
We
I'm
not.
sorry. I'm
That's
sorry.
not that's
Yeah,
that's
I'm
not what
let
we
sorry,
me
brother.
say
saying,
this
OG.
real quick. Let me say
Hold
this
on.
real.
No, that's what I'm
Y'all can you
saying
can finish
because
that up though, but I'm about to get back on this topic though. Go ahead, go y'all.
Like, that's not what we saying, OG. What we saying is this. When he said that we got broken, you have to take into accountability. You're probably far more older than us, and we're probably far more younger than you.
what
I can even say I'm probably a lot younger than you because you said strange fruit. That's not a terminology I've used, but it's a terminology I've heard from my grandparents. So with knowing that, it's we've seen a level of things and studied a level into a history to notice every time we have a black male leader, he is easily chipped off. Every time we stand up and we wield a level of power and it becomes too noticeable, he's easily chipped off. Malcolm X, when they stated that man has too much power for a black man, Martin Luther King had a dream and Huey P. Newton stood up way too high. These black men, even in the Civil War, the black man who fought in the Civil War for that level of freedom, they didn't give a fuck about them after it. Some of them became leaders and they tried to speak up. And what happened? So when they say they broke us, when you put so much fear into a community, and turn them against themselves, understand the level of fear that can be passed down through that community. And it's a lot of black men, whether they're aware of it or not, it's a level of fear placed into them because the first thing they do when they see the police is they tighten up.
it was never
That's
fear,
called
brother.
fear.
It was never fear, brother. That's why I'm trying to get you to understand. They
So what would you
couldn't
call it?
they couldn't they couldn't control us by fear. So guess what they did? They started to separate us by other means. See what I'm saying? They took us out the house.
Hey,
That
bro.
was the first
Say that
thing they
again.
did.
Say that again. You faded out. Say
They
that
took us
again.
out.
You faded out.
Y'all know what I'm saying? They took us out. It wasn't. They couldn't beat us. You know what I'm saying? They knew they couldn't whoop us like straight up. So guess what they did? They took the black man out the house. That's where everything started to go
No
downhill.
one
So the
took
dude
And
him.
that's
right
what.
next
No,
to you said
Wait,
that
that's
hold on,
not
hold
he
that's
on.
didn't
not what
know
we
about
So
it.
talking about.
so if y'all saying that, right? They took them black
That's
men out the house. How did they do that?
You know how welfare,
No, no,
brother.
no, no, no,
Just
no.
like
Hold on.
six.
No, no, I don't know how. Tell me. Enlighten me.
And listen.
Uh,
Now
you want me
I
that
to
you
only
answer
heard
hold on,
or you
one
hold
want the
on.
brother to
person I'm
answer?
Now
talking
that
to
you
right now. I'm not
asking,
about to talk to two
can,
people. So lame me. I'm talking to you.
the host
How?
speaking.
Yeah.
I
So
know. I know.
so to you, yeah, because I heard a bunch of voices. All right. So just let me know, how did they get these men out the house?
So when I tell you, now you asking me a question, that means you don't know the answer, right? So when I tell
I just
you,
said that.
don't.
I just said that.
All right, all right. Well, they took us out the house by introducing something that made us the welfare, Section 8. Okay, we'll give you this money, or we'll give you these subsidiaries and this assistance, but you can't have this man in your house. It's still happening today, but we done found a way around it. Just like if your lady living in the Section 8 apartments, they come and do an inspection. That nigga ain't supposed to be there. And if he is, guess what's gonna happen? She got to put him on a lease, right? Am I right or wrong?
Oh, my bad. All right. So you said that
you
Section
laughing,
8.
but tell
No,
me where I'm wrong.
my bad. I mean, I meant to mute when I did that. But all right.
Prove
So
me I'm wrong.
no, I'm not even saying that. But you saying that Section 8. So is you saying the woman kicked us out the house?
If she wanted that Section 8.
Or if you didn't have a job.
So what did they do? They just said, get your bitch ass out my house or something like that. How did they kick us out the house?
Understand this, bro. Understand this. They made it harder for the black man to get a job. Therefore, he come home, he ain't got no money. He's not making the money. So the government steps in, hey, I'll give you this, I'll give you assistance, and I'll give you all of this. Your man ain't doing it. Right?
Why we act so weak, dog? That's one thing I don't like about us.
We
Black
not
people. We act weak. And
we are fighting against.
Y'all not about to like me today, though. I
So
don't
you're
like.
mad you didn't get a handout from the
systems that we
government?
cannot
I
win
don't like.
against.
I don't like that we be acting so weak. So we like, oh
We
man, they
not
gave these
weak.
one. Yeah, you act like you
We
weak though.
not
That's the
weak.
thing. So you saying that this government assistant
Look,
made
we
people.
stop saying that we couldn't get a job because we was the working force in the 1950s, 60s, 70s,
We
30s, and
saved
fucking
Hey,
40s.
Cadillacs.
Like we were the working force.
no. 50s,
What
50s,
the fuck? We
60s.
were the
Now,
working
you hold
class.
on. You look at from 65 to 74, and you look at how they shut the black men down. Look at what they're doing with DEI right now.
It started to decline. Our work rate started to decline
Exactly. So
roughly, and
guess what?
our work
When
rate
it
started
started
to
to
decline. Hold on,
hold
it
on, hold
started to
on.
decline roughly in
Listen,
the late
hold on.
70s and
Were you
early
born in that
80s.
era? Were you born in that era?
All my cousins is.
No. Were
They
you
was all
born? Because I
working. No, I'm born in
was.
You
So
know,
87.
I
you ask
was.
your
So
cousin, man.
let me talk,
So you
please.
should know this.
Exactly. I'm trying to educate you on it. I was
Your
there. You
education skills
wasn't.
is horrible.
You
Yeah, but
wasn't.
how was black man the highest in the workforce in that time and you was there and wasn't
No,
working?
we weren't,
What was you
bro.
doing? What was you
Where
doing?
we weren't, bro. You
You was
see,
not,
the
what was
problem
you
is
doing?
they was
You
taking the
were not there
jobs away
working?
from. Oh my God.
Yeah, oh my God. That's the same conversation I had with you old niggas. Oh my God.
Let the
Y'all
All
was
right,
not
old
there
nigga
so
talk.
working?
Let the man
Hold
He
talk.
done.
on. Oh, no.
Let the
can I
man
say something
talk.
real quick?
I
Please
apologize.
let me get in this nigga's ass because first of all, you talking about old niggas,
Talk
but
that shit up, G.
Oh yeah, he for sure.
the one that's
Oh no,
having
he
to
used
deal
that
with the
term.
shit. Y'all,
You talking about
it's
the
you
old
niggas that's
nigga?
having to
Yeah,
deal with the
old
shit
nigga.
y'all deal with right now.
I
Guess
don't
what?
deal with it,
I done
nigga.
lived my
The
life,
job
bro.
market's popping
I'm
for us
good on
right
mine.
now.
Y'all the
You
Let
one
OG
good.
fighting with
rap,
these
G.
new
Let
women.
OG
Y'all
rap.
the one
Yeah, let
fighting
him
with this
finish out.
new
Let
era
him finish
shit.
out.
I'm good. I'm retired on mine, bro. I'm retired on mine. Y'all the one having to fight this new
Yeah.
system. I'm
So you
good.
finally getting
I
that
was trying to
government
help your little
assistance.
young ass out and try to give you some guidance. But guess what? I'm gonna shed my old retired black ass up and I'm gonna let you fight
No,
this shit.
I
You
don't want
got
you
it.
to shut up
No,
yet. I don't want you to shut up.
he
Hey,
should. He
calling
should.
black women welfare
No, I
queens
don't.
ain't
I
helping.
want people to see what they saying. That's the reason why I ask these questions, though. I don't want them just to stop and quit because I'm tired of. The thing is, I've been hearing the same thing from these same people and all that stuff, and it's like, though, we got to realize that things have changed. People wasn't it. No, don't leave, nigga. No, don't leave. You better come back. You better come back. Don't leave, bro. I thought you said we were strong back then. I thought we were strong. No, come back. You better come back. No.
Come back.
See what y'all did,
Come
bro.
back.
Oh, he better come back, dog.
No,
Cause
he
I
better
want
come.
people to see what they
Y'all
saying,
dead ass
dog.
wrong.
Man, no, I don't
I
like
want
when
to see what
people
they
say stuff and don't stand on what they stand on. No, we
because
can't do
and this
that.
is why we worked in General Motors, Fords. We had the steel mill sold up. Like we were the dominant workforce in the 1970s. So, not saying that black men they didn't have black men that didn't work. Yet there was a. If we're the dominant workforce in the 1970s, the 60s, the 40s, and the 30s. Mind you, sharecropping was there. We were a large portion of sharecropping. Niggas was doing their shit. Niggas wasn't just bums out here. Yeah, shit changed during the mid 70s and early 80s, but ain't like niggas was always bums. He
But
shouldn't
I'm
have
not so
left.
like we're not. I want to make it clear. I'm not saying that like my grandpa. He was one of the first architects in Philly. So I'm not saying that black men weren't out there making a way for their families and stuff like that. But what I think it's a maybe loud minority who were bums and who were mad that they couldn't cash in on that government assistance with the wife and the children or with the woman and the kids, and they decided that then they are welfare queens or they chose welfare over them. Well, of course they're going to choose the resources over just having you in the house just to be there. Like they got to feed their kids. So I'm not saying that black men in large were doing this. I think it's a loud minority that were bums and somehow felt they I don't know they were just loud and bums. They were just being
Can I please? Can I,
Go
if you
ahead,
don't
go ahead, and then I gotta go for the young one now. I went for the old one. The young one is Mr. Free, and I mess with Free Vibes though. But I seen what he was agreeing to. I was paying attention. So, but I just want I got questions I be having to ask for people that stand on it. But go ahead, Fuji, you can finish up.
So what ended up happening, I was born in 79, right? So I really wasn't able to open my eyes until like mid 80s because I was a child and I couldn't understand anything, right? But let me tell you how they did it. They did it by introducing welfare to white people first, the white one. And then they opened it and promoted it to black. Now, black a welder or a carpenter. But when they saw them doing good, they went in and they phased them out by physically removing them from their homes, firing them from their jobs. You see what I'm saying? They took trades out of schools. So when they did that, they said, hell no, ain't no way in hell I'm going to be supporting this black man and his pickaninnies. So guess what? If you want your pickaninnies to have houses or whatnot, you're going to go out and you're going to find a trade. So when they went out, left the town, found the trade, a lot of them never came the fuck back. Okay, and then when they did come back, they had PTSD and you really couldn't do nothing because it's not like when they found trades and found jobs that the bullcrap that was being perpetuated against them stopped. You see what I'm saying? So it was phased out. A lot of them were on some bum shit, but a lot of them it was phased out and then it was placed on the name of the black people.
Wait, what do you mean? I'm sorry, you're losing me a little bit. What do you mean
Oh no,
phased
hold
out?
on real quick, y'all. Lay me back, man. I gotta talk to him. Thank you, he came back. I knew
Yeah,
he was a
well,
strong man.
hold on. Let me debunk what Miss Lady just said.
No, don't go for her. Go for the man. Go for me.
First of all,
Yeah, I'm the
listen.
one that called you old and bum. So
I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about what she just came up here and said. She was born in 79. First of all, now this is a history lesson for you. Welfare started during World War II. Okay, now it was set up for the white people, just like Section 8. Not Section 8. Welfare was started for the white people during Section 8. I mean, shit. World War II. Because of the Great Depression. It was to help them out. It was never meant for us. No. I'm talking about Section 8. The reason why they set that deal up. You understand? We were never weak. Black men were never weak. And I don't want y'all to get that notion that we ever were. What they were trying to do was cut the head off the fucking snake, and they did it. You understand me? And then, once the 70s got through, here come the 80s. What they did, they pushed the D-rugs off into our neighborhoods. They already took us out of there, and then they pushed the D-rugs in there, which made it worse. That would took out the rest of the black men who stayed in the household and were like, I'm not gonna let these folks separate us. Now, y'all don't know about it because y'all weren't old enough to know about it.
well,
Y'all
black women
speaking
were
on
drug
this.
addicts too.
I don't give a
Welfare
fuck.
was
It's not.
introduced
That's
in
not my point I'm
1932.
trying to make.
I'm just saying
I'm talking
welfare was
about
introduced
it's
in
the
1932 by
and
Franklin
hold
D.
on. And
Roosevelt.
I never said nothing about no welfare queen. So please don't put that in my mouth
That's
because
what you were
Welfare
alluding
was
to.
I'm
introduced in
no, I didn't root
1935.
to shit. No, I didn't. If I didn't say it, then I wasn't rooting to that.
No, but
So
that's what the
don't put
Welfare
shit in
referendum.
my. That ain't no.
welfare was
See, that's what
introduced
you new niggas
1935.
do. That's what you new niggas do. Y'all try to put words in people's mouth to fit your fucking
Oh,
narrative.
that's
Don't
it,
No,
trust
that ain't.
them
OG.
no
If I didn't
niggas over
goddamn say
there.
it, that ain't what I meant. Goddamn it! Don't put no words in my mouth.
Okay, when you
That's
Introduced
that's
say
why that's why
1935.
that's why no hold on. That's why you men or boys, whatever the fuck y'all want to call yourself nowadays, is going back and forth with these
Wow.
women. Because y'all don't know how to fucking stand on your shit. You want to fucking
Talk
take
that shit.
stuff and twist it around instead of standing on your
how
motherfucking
do,
Yeah.
how do
business.
you
All
know
right,
that
And then
you're
the
since you
But
goddamn
said
man,
but
that,
when
since
did
you
you tell
said,
it's
Dorothy
wait,
not
May?
real
no no
When
quick,
did you
hold
hold up,
on.
tell
y'all,
We
when
They
did
hold
you
up,
ain't
tell
y'all.
never,
hold
we
on,
ain't
Dorothy May?
hold
never,
on, hold on.
we ain't
They
When did you
not
never.
tell
complaining.
Dorothy
They
May?
not complaining
I,
about us being leaders.
so,
They complaining about you soft ass motherfuckers
right.
being
they
leaders.
complained
Stop
about
So
you
let me
too.
Talk
let
that
me ask
shit,
this real
brother.
quick. Let me
They
ask
complained
this.
about you too.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
let me ask. Oh my God!
Hey,
Every
why
time
that
I'm about to
drop
talk
though?
Where'd
to
he
this
go?
nigga, why the heck he dropped?
Uh,
Well, I want to know what he
And
used
I
to
that
tell
told
must
you,
have
Dorothy
I'm
May.
dropped,
waiting
Um.
for
man.
the
I
debunking.
want to know what
Coach,
he
he
used to
was
tell his
popping on
wife.
you niggas,
Betty
boy.
May, if you don't shut the fuck up in this goddamn house, bitch, you see me out here working
I
all
wanted. That's what
motherfucking
I
day.
was about to
Hey,
ask
man,
him. I
OG
wanted to.
was
Yeah,
popping it, nigga.
like,
Oh
cause he
my
said we
God.
some fucking.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. I just want to know how he used to talk to Betty May back in the day. That's it.
But wait, here's the thing. He said something.
OG was popping, nigga.
All right. What happened to Dang, I wish this nigga could come back. All right. Where we leave off at?
I was muted. I was getting
Fubu.
ready to say something, but I was muted.
I'm pretty sure that it probably was late because everybody was talking over me, and then it's probably what the late was, but late. But yeah, the dude left already. It's a wrap.
Bet.
But I think Fugi, I was
Why
asking you
y'all
a
try to
question
jump
about
OG
when you
like that?
said
We do squabbles,
Nah,
one on ones.
Fugi, when
he
you
just
said
left.
I just wanted clarification when you talk about being phased out, and if you can just clarify what you were saying.
Okay, phased out. Phased out. What I mean by that, it was like a gradual disconnect, right? So when it depends on what part of the world or what state you are living in will be dependent on your socioeconomic growth, right?
Hmm.
So if you are living, let's just say in Maxton, North Carolina, where there are very few factories, right? And you can't get a job there, you would literally have to.
It's glitching. Oh, what's going on today?
One thing you about to do seven
So
guests on
when
your
they,
channel, Kevin. I ain't gonna lie.
I'm sorry.
Oh, not you. Continue.
Okay, and then when that happened, and they saw that the black community was growing, after they gave this assistance, right? They said, you know what? We can't have that shit happening. So then they were like, he can't come back. And if he does come back, we're going to put you off the program. And once they put you off the program, there was no cap on whether or not they could boost the rent or not. You
Wait,
see
so
what I'm saying?
just to clarify, so when you say, and this is, I'm genuinely asking, so at one point, welfare, or at one point with government assistance, the man was able to be there, and then they, after some time, they eventually said that then he had to leave.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes, the man was able to be there because he was able to be on the file. You see, the file will determine when the man is on there how much money or how many of the paper food stamps and the big blocks of cheese they will be able to afford the family. Like if she's working.
Boy.
Okay.
Speaking of feminists,
Your
that
connection is
Wi-Fi.
bad. That Wi-Fi is hitting low
It's
like a
raining
motherfucker.
down
This
here.
nigga
It's
says
storming in my area.
it'd
Oh
be like that sometime.
man.
No, I know what she talking about because even today, like
Yeah, can you hear me? It's storming in my area.
Yeah, I hear
So
you with the
like
lullaby in the background. Okay. Oh.
don't do
my
that.
bad, my bad. If a woman goes down to the, it was a phone call. If a woman goes down to the county building today and they ask her who's on home, she could put her dude on that case, but then she won't receive the cachet. She'll only receive the stamps. So
And then it would
for
be a
him being
lowered
in,
amount of stamps because whether this
yeah,
man was her boyfriend or her cousin or
yeah.
whoever, they want to know what value he's bringing to the home.
So if
And
he
if
has a job, she may get some stamps, but like you said, she's not gonna get the max amount, and then she doesn't get the cachet because he has a job.
exactly, and mind you, back
Yeah.
in these days, having a whole bunch of children was a thing, 9 and 13 and 10, because of sharecropping. But sharecropping is big.
Oh my God.
You need to share crop the Wi-Fi.
So I hate
So
this
real
damn.
quick, y'all. While we got a little slow period right now, I'm gonna do a refresh and we can come right back and get this thing going. Though.
All right, for sure,
Oh,
boss.
guess who woke up? Dexy just woke back up. She was in here the whole live, right? I just stole one of Rachel's friends and she stayed over here for a minute. I gotta rub it in my baby face. But yeah, we got to get it going. I love that little dialogue that Filter and Sean had earlier. They was doing their thing, man. I like that. All right, I'll be right back, y'all. Just give me 1 second. Come right back. We just gonna go right to tapping it and sharing. All right, I'll be right back.
Most that.